entering the buildings. They will also be placed at random locations for screenings throughout the school day. The district has ramped up security measures since the September shooting, which left 4 dead and 9 injured. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Parts of Kentucky and Tennessee are recovering after receiving 6 inches of rain over the weekend. Hundreds of people in Obion County, Tennessee, were evacuated from their homes because of the flooding. Mayor Steve Carr says while flooding is common there, it's never been this bad.
This time it's worse than usual, and so we are having to deal with it differently than we usually do because of the potential danger that it presents and because of already having so many homes that have been flooded.
At least 11 deaths are reported in Kentucky. The storms in Atlanta left 1 man dead when a tree fell on his home in the Grove Park neighborhood early Sunday morning. And the National Weather Service confirming today it was an EF1 tornado that hit Butts County and went into southern Newton County on Sunday morning. It is now 3:03 and the Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, it's Chen Wei.
Got some better news for you, Cobb County. That crash is now off to the left on I-75 southbound just past Barrett Parkway, right where I-75 and I-575 merge, but you're still seeing some delays in the northwest. I'm Chinwe Moponya-Cook, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies today, but temperatures trending about 10 degrees below average with a high of 48. Freezing cold tonight, low 32. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 55. A cold rain returns on Wednesday, morning low 38, afternoon high 45.
Right now, 49 in Peachtree Corners, 43 in Powder Springs, and 49 in Hapeville. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins. All right. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.6 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
Proud to be an American this President's Day, Eric. Proud to be an American.
Somebody got into the hockey hype over the weekend.
I sure did.
I forgot it was President's Day.
It was a Canadian that got me into it, too.
A Canadian got you into it, and then you ended up mocking that Canadian in public, and there was lots of fights on the hockey ice between the U.S. and Canada, and the Canadian crowd. Was it a Canadian crowd?
It was. It was up in Montreal.
They booed the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see? All right, that's all we have to hear. I'll not have it. I'll not have it on my show.
Hey,
Canada.
Boo! Boo! The announcers put that warning out there. Don't boo the national anthem.
Well, Matthew Tkachuk was asked after the game against Finland about the booing of the U.S. anthem. He said, I don't like it. Team USA said they use it as a motivator.
Yeah, there was a lot of fights. I didn't see it. I didn't see anything this weekend. I don't like it. That's my, you ask me my response, me no like.
By the time the puck dropped, Eric, this happened.
And here's face-off matchup is underway, and the gloves are off.
You got to give it to Trump, man. He's like creating this crazy new enemy. But it's like a friendly enemy. You know, it's like we're never going to be shooting at Canadians.
It's like brothers.
Two
brothers fighting.
Yeah, we're
little brother.
We get serious.
More like
cousins.
cousins.
We're not kill each other.
More like cousins, second cousins.
Trump has been giving them the noogies and the
rubbing their heads. Say, Uncle, come on.
Say, Uncle,
come on.
So much so that
underwear wedge, what's that called?
Wedgie.
Wedgies, yeah, absolutely.
That loogie thing where you hang out over them and
yeah, that's what we're doing.
The yo-yo spit over the face.
Yeah. That's what's going on. It's kind of a friendly rivalry.
You're making Trudeau say things like this, Trump.
There's not a snowball's chance in hell that Canada will ever be the 51st state.
I like when he gets tough. I like when Justin Trudeau gets tough. There's not a. Let me tell you something.
snowball.
Let me tell you, a snowball has a better chance in hell.
All right, I back down.
You didn't know you were going to get that kind of
That's why
pushback.
I ran all the way to Daytona. I was afraid.
There's not a snowball's chance in hell that Canada will ever be the 51st state.
I think that's correct, because I can't imagine Canada being a 51st state, because Canada is not a state, it's a country. So, like, they have... How many counties?
It would be multiple states.
How many counties do we have in Georgia? We have more than most. Like
I think it's 156.
Yeah, craziness. It's like, how many of you did a 51st state with all these different areas? One part of it speaks French.
Well, we'd have to make
bizarre.
states out of their existing provinces.
Right.
So we'd end up having like 60 states.
We have Canada 1, Canada 2, Canada 3.
Yeah, exactly. The Gulf of Canada. Yeah. I'm
Hudson
sorry.
Bay is now America Bay.
So it's nice to know that I really feel like over this weekend, by the way, I didn't see anything. I saw the Daytona 500, but that was because it was rain delayed. And after my wife and I had our Valentine's date on Sunday, it was just getting going when I got home. So I watched that. And then when I was watching that, I realized I was missing the SNL 50-year anniversary. So then I watched some of those things today on YouTube, and I don't feel like I missed a whole hell of a lot there. The sketches seemed a little,
I don't know what was wrong with me. I enjoyed
You were crying.
Oh, I cried at two things.
Yes.
Adam Sandler,
Yes.
and then during Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I saw the Paul McCartney thing.
Like I wasn't sobbing, but you know, you
No, it was
well up.
you're welling up. There's nothing wrong with that. All the years coming back.
Questioning my manhood.
No, I'm not questioning your
Are you
manhood.
crying?
Oh, whoa.
Made you cry,
Oh, look who's
baby.
nostalgic, little baby.
me of my childhood.
Not a snowball's chance in hell he was crying.
That's right. He's as tough as Justin Trudeau.
Oh, I would never, ever, no.
So I watched the McCartney thing, and at first, the fact that he can't sing bothers me, and then, like, I don't know, like a minute in, then I don't care anymore. Then I'm like, oh, this is awesome, but he can't sing.
I thought, why not Ringo? Why couldn't Ringo have been there playing the drums? Can he play the drums like that anymore?
I'm sure he does. He shows up and does it at shows every once in a while. But once there was a way. Get back home. But it was nice to watch the whole thing. But has it been 10 years since he sounded like crap singing Maybe I'm Amazed?
Yes.
That was 10 years ago?
Yes. The show's been on for 9. You've been doing it 10. It's been on air for 9.
What, this?
Yes.
This show?
Yeah.
This show's been
This
on?
show
We've
right
been on-
here.
We've been on that long?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, if you want to know how old it is, ask me, because Ellie is the same age as the show, basically.
Now, from what? Now, the show here at WSB or the show that was in the basement? Because you were pregnant then.
Yeah, so the show, a little bit of both, right? Because I
Okay.
think I had her pretty soon after we went to WSB.
And
WSB started in February of 2015.
Well, let
on
me
Sundays.
just let me just
that
say
makes sense.
this.
All right, yeah, okay.
So I didn't. Okay, so I saw Steve Martin's opening monologue. I thought that was pretty good. The sketches that I saw, I don't know, they seemed rough to me, like awkward. And that'll happen when you have so many different stars trying to.
Yeah.
This
you
is
know,
why I feel
move
like an
around
idiot.
each other.
I complain about this show constantly, the new version of it, and
Yeah.
I sat there wrapped the entire night thinking everything was great. And then today people are like, oh, some of them are too long. I'm like,
Shelley Winter
I'm a
came in and
jerk.
said, "That's 3 hours I'll never get back in my life."
Oh, it was terrible.
And then you were-
Oh, it was so bad. I don't understand. What you call it was in it? What you call it?
And,
But that makes me want to watch it. The fact that Tim liked it and the fact that you're mixed about it and then Shelley didn't like it makes me want to watch it.
Well, then go watch it.
I
Who's
will.
stopping
Tonight,
you? Is
I'm
anybody here saying you can't go watch
Tonight,
it?
Autumn
I
said
don't
something.
think you should.
Well,
I
Autumn,
knew it.
Autumn is registering
I knew
a
it.
protest of some
Let's
kind.
take calls and see if he should.
Eric, did you like the Hamilton Les Mis
Didn't see that
Little
part.
Shop mashup?
Didn't
See,
see that part.
I watched that because Tim sent it to me, and I did not like that either.
I love
But
it.
I liked a lot of the other sketches that I saw.
I heard that they apologized for a bunch of old stuff because it was not culturally accepted now.
Yeah, they wrapped that into the in memoriam. So they said goodbye to cast members who had passed, and also the problematic sketches.
Why is that necessary?
But didn't they do that with like a little laugh? Like a
Sort of, but they censored it, and
But
that's
they
what,
also didn't they bleep the Richard Pryor Chevy Chase thing?
word association bit. Yes.
It's just really. Are we better now because we bleep words? Like, so we weren't better when we didn't bleep words in the 70s. We're better now because we bleep words. I'm not so sure about that. Just don't show the stuff.
Sammy Davis Jr. loved it when Billy Crystal did an impression of him. And
Yeah,
he would
oh,
also paint himself to look like Sammy Davis Jr.
Right, yeah, because they did blackface.
Yeah.
When Billy Crystal was on with Christopher Guest, they would do blackface.
Mm-hmm.
And so you told me that they fuzzed it out or something?
They fuzzed out anything like that, except for when, was it Fred Armisen did that Governor of New York, the blind guy that came in?
Yeah, yes, yeah. It was okay for Fred Armisen to do it?
I guess. Well, he also did Obama, and they probably blurred that as well.
I wonder though, isn't that the network at least making that a rule? They couldn't. I mean, if it was just SNL putting it out, I don't know if they would bleep it or blur it.
I don't know. I don't know about their new
I like to
cast
think that they
members.
wouldn't.
I don't know about their new cast members. I don't know how progressive they are.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
one guy, remember last year, that lodged the complaint that we ended up talking about in the show.
Is it Yoan Bang?
Bowen
Yang.
Yang.
Yeah.
Bowen Yang? I don't know what his name is. I have no idea.
I don't know any of these young people, but I've watched some of their stuff, and a lot of it's funny.
Sure. I'm sure that it is. Saturday Night Live, in order to stay on all these years, always has to kind of, their demo is like 15 to 40. It's not it's not us. You're not supposed to be trying, we're not supposed to be fans anymore. It's George Clark. You're in the demo. You still a fan on Saturday nights? Do you? Oh, that's right, but you're a crazy
I like Brad
conspiracy
Hall.
theory. You're Alex Jones guy, so you wouldn't like it, but your friends do.
No, seeing the clips today, I just realized the only guy that I ever really cared about on this show is dead.
Oh, Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, and,
Well, he's dead, and what are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not bringing him back.
You don't
Kenan
like Michael
Thompson's
Shea?
still there.
What?
22 seasons.
Yeah, Kenan Thompson's great.
He's been on there for 22 seasons.
I like the
longest
fact
cast member.
I know. I like the fact that everybody else walks away. He's like, I'm not giving this up.
I'm
I'm not giving up.
He's
I'm not giving up this national exposure that I get constantly. And how does it help your career
Although
to leave? Who has had their career helped? Chevy Chase, because he was only on 1 year.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, but he's on the other side of it now. But yeah, you're right. Initially,
Yeah.
he had a lot going. But that's usually what happens is even the ones who have a lot going, they got a lot going, but then it kind of peters out.
Mike Myers petered out,
I guess, yeah. I mean,
except for Shrek.
no, I mean, I don't. I mean, he certainly had a hell of a run with
Man. Yeah, with Wayne's World.
Wayne's World, and what's the other one? The Bond
Austin
one.
Powers.
Austin Powers.
yeah.
Austin Powers.
Jared,
But then
you
he
should
did
be.
Cat in the Hat, and that was really
it was
good.
awful.
Oh yeah, that's when he was peaking.
Jared should like Keenan the best because he's from around Atlanta.
Is he really? Yeah.
You didn't know this? Wait a minute, you're the ambassador of
I had
all
no idea.
things ATL.
I was going to say that I thought Kenan Thompson's best work was on All That, even before he got to
I loved
SNL.
All That.
All That was my show. I loved that
So
show.
you like all that more than Good Burger or
Well,
Good
Good Burger
came from All
started
That.
on
Good
all
Burger
that.
started on All That.
Yeah.
So many
Gosh,
things going
Eric,
on in the
don't you even
world,
know anything?
and we're talking about this.
You know what I have to say, Eric?
Good grief.
When I showed up, I said to Tim Andrews, there might be a problem today because this is one of those days where I just have absolutely no interest in anything that's going on. I have to say,
That's kind of good.
the host of the show really has nothing to say this afternoon, so it'll be
Even us
interesting.
beating up the
You don't care about my new bastard?
Well, I do
Oh,
care
yeah,
about
now
that.
That's interesting.
I do. Lucky 13.
Yes.
Is that the name of your newest
Ashley
child?
Saint whatever.
So what happened with that? Some MAGA influencer?
She
She's
is
really
now.
hot. She's really hot.
You think, but
I saw the
you've never seen a
pictures.
photo of her that in the past 10 years you haven't seen a photo of her that was not in some way altered or filtered.
Yeah, but if Elon Musk had a child with her,
Have
I
you
mean,
seen
he's
Grimes?
She's pretty,
Grimes is
isn't
really
she?
cool looking.
She's cute, little.
She's
She's kind of a
interesting.
sprite, fairy, spritish kind of looking person. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
I don't have any problem with that. Now, what do you got to get out here as a misogynist and tell us women that you don't think are attractive?
I don't like her mustache.
Who are you, George Clooney? What are you walking
her
around?
mustache.
Who has
I
a
don't
mustache?
like her mustache.
Grimes?
Grimes.
Grimes has a mustache.
Well, she's the late. She's got her hair, and
It
that's
sounds to
where
me.
it
It
grows.
sounds to me like you're saying yes. She
I'm just
has
saying,
a mustache.
if you're a billionaire, you maybe could probably do better at it.
Well, maybe if you're a
Quit pinning
That's
me.
what happens when she gets it waxed.
Quit pinning me in a corner here.
well, it seems to
Don't
me
make
like
her
you-
squawk.
For heaven's sakes.
The first
So,
the
this
first
is-
woman
hold
he
on.
had kids with is beautiful.
This is a MAGA. Well, who are you? Just Mr. Judge? You've decided.
Personal opinion.
Tim Andrews has decided that
me out here,
Elon
George.
Musk first.
I agree with you, man.
There we go. Because he knows Ashley St. Clair, don't you?
Are you aware of who this MAGA influencer is that
She's been
supposedly
on
had
the scene for a while now? Yeah.
and what are you when you're a MAGA? When you're a hot MAGA influencer? How does she influence people?
She's an
She's
e-thought.
with Babylon Bee, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that where he met her?
Some people think.
Yeah, when
Because
she
he was on, he was interviewed by the Babylon Bee
That was
right
who
after
they
he took
sent.
over X.
she was thirsting for him before that, though.
Stop having kids, you freak.
Hey, he believes that we have to populate Mars, and we're
Yes.
not even doing a good job of populating the United
Stop
States
then
of
go
America.
to Mars and populate it. Stop
Well,
populating
they haven't
There's no one to have
populating
sex
here.
with that.
You can't. Apparently, it's
It is
not
the
possible.
height. It is the height of like.
They're going to be
I don't
taken
know,
care of.
self-centeredness to be like, I need more kids. 13, yeah.
Well, he
let's
can
go,
afford it.
14,
What's
let's
wrong with
Wait
go,
a minute. You're the
16.
one who was like years ago. You loved that show, 20 and Counting or whatever. You used to love these shows.
Yeah, that was also
Oh,
that
that?
17 years ago.
Okay, so you've changed.
She only likes
You've
poor
evolved.
people.
Your
Just a
position
little.
has evolved on that.
Just
like
a little bit.
Like Obama on gay marriage. Your position has evolved
Sure,
over time.
like,
Okay.
whatever.
No more Amazon.
Hey, you changed
no
on
more
Iraq
babies.
or whatever.
I did change on. I did change on Iraq. But my only problem with the way I used to feel about Iraq is I was young and naive, and I trusted my government. You can't hold that. You can't hold that against me. I just
will.
simply trusted my government.
I do, and I will.
I can
Forever.
feel it. I can feel it. All right. So, and also the Daytona 500. I know nobody cares, but I barely watch this stuff. But
I actually
I
put
got-
it on last night because I was surprised that it was still going
Yeah.
and because Trump was making headlines about it.
Yeah, it was a crash fest at the end, and this William Byron, he just lucks into a second Daytona 500 thing. I feel like that's how it happened for him last year, but I'm not sure. He
lucky.
basically was running in sixth, and then everybody wrecked out, and he won.
This Ryan Preece got into a wreck with
That was-
five
yeah.
laps left, got airborne. I have the
By the way,
call here.
okay, but this was everybody has to go to YouTube and watch this
It's
Ryan
wild.
Preece. I have never seen anything that looked like this. This car does because the way that it happened, it kind of went up and then it attached to the car next to it, and it does a wheelie basically down the front stretch. And then as they start to turn to the corner, the wind gets underneath it, and then it starts to flip over. It's one of the weirdest looking things I've ever seen. But I mean, you can play it, but I mean, I don't know if people are going to know. I mean, it's just-
believe me, you
it's
just gave
the
theater of the
audio.
mind right
It's
there. You
just
just-
the audio.
Wow, that was a long
the
wheelie.
See it?
Yeah, gets fell into the wall for the front bumper of Custer, and up in the air goes Ryan Preece, and for the second time in his career, he is flipping at Daytona. Good grief.
Good grief. Good way to-
BuildSubmarines.com.
It was a BuildSubmarines.com. So you just watched it? Is that the
Yeah.
weirdest looking
I've never seen anything
automobile
like that.
you've ever seen? So yeah, that's the only thing that I watched. I missed SNL's 50. I missed the hockey, everybody booing the United States. But I will say this: I've come to the conclusion that only fools, and by fools I mean fools. Only fools are breaking down everything that Trump is throwing out there one by one and trying to figure this out. I think over the weekend, I mean, not that I'm the only one thinking this, but it's pretty obvious the strategy here, and it's working. The strategy is to throw so much out there that the Democrats and the media don't have time. Like, just as they want to, say, oh, this is terrible because these prosecutors are clear, 4 more things happen. And then he puts out a quote like Napoleon out of nowhere, and everyone's seizing on that. Oh, he's definitely a dictator now. He's saying, he was saying the ends justify the means, right? If you save your country, you're never
a criminal.
You're never a criminal or something like that. And I just feel like all of it is just a matter of keeping the Democrats and the media off balance just by constantly throwing stuff at them. They don't have enough time to get narrative going around why this particular thing is evil before 3 more things come down that they also think are shocking. And it puts them into a chaotic sort of shambles trying to respond to all this stuff. And hopefully we can stop a couple of wars. And, I don't know. In the end, the intelligence agencies always win, right? But if they just go through a few bad months, it's
Yeah.
good for me. whatever it takes.
Seems like a lot less chaos with Marco Rubio. He seems like to be the one that's just
no,
very
Marco
grounded.
Rubio. Yeah, he's proving himself, I think, to be a very credible Secretary of State. But it's only been 3 weeks. I know that's hard to believe.
Feels like a
because
year.
150 things have happened.
Yeah, he's done a
And
lot.
That's the point. I really think the point is the only way to judge this. Now, you could be a person who's overly in love with Trump or a person who hates Trump. I'm not talking about those two types of people, but just for people just trying to figure it out. I think that there's no reason to just wait 6 months or 8 months or a year and then look up and see what has happened and what was real and what wasn't real. Because a lot of this stuff, basically, I think they've figured out, let's just shock the media with something new every day. And just as they're really kind of grinding down to say, we got to tell the American people about this, then shock them again with something else. And they never have time to coalesce around anything because there's something new coming down all the time. And I don't know which ones are going to be good, which ones are going to be bad. I think you just have to wait and see. Even the whole stupidity of the Gulf of America thing. I think it's just another thing just to get people something else to go after and just keep it all just confused and just not able to kind of marshal your forces against anyone. Remember when he first went in and the way that the immigration thing with the kids in the cages, and that was like a 4 or 5 week story and all the Democrats went down there. That's not happening this time because there's 17 new outrages.
He did, though.
And we don't know which ones does he really want to take over Gaza, or is that just another thing?
It's just become a talking point.
Just something to just get people crazy about.
Because of the weather delay in Daytona, he did kind of allude that he was a little bit tired here. I don't know if you caught on to this clip or not, but this was him. He took some questions while heading back to Air Force One, and he said this.
Daytona was fantastic. The crowd was amazing. The people love that sport, and they're wonderful people that run it. And they had a little rain delay, but we'll go home and watch it, I guess. Or some of you will, and others will try and create peace throughout the world. Do you have any questions?
It's kind of busy. It's kind of busy.
Some of us are just going to go home and watch it, but others are going to try to create peace through
That's
the
right.
world.
A little peace around the world is what we're going to do. We'll have the race on, too. But the sound down.
Have it in the background.
We got a big TV in there. It's great.
We didn't get the audio of it. I read that when he was in the Beast, I think they went around the track, but I think he spoke over, I didn't hear this myself, I read it, and I think he spoke to the drivers, and he said something like, your favorite president here.
Here I am in the Beast, the pace car.
Was he the pace car?
Well, I think what they do is they just have the Beast go around a couple of times, and then the real pace car.
I drove.
Oh, you were driving
Oh,
it?
yeah, put the pedal to the metal.
So I would like to try to find that where he spoke. I feel like what I was reading he was speaking to the drivers from inside the Beast, but I don't know. But he said something along the
Belly
way.
of the Beast.
So that's I don't. What else happened over the weekend that I don't know about? I guess just the SNL.
Did you listen to that audio of the CBS newswoman saying that the Third Reich began with freedom of speech?
I read something like that. Yeah. Well, we got to be. It's dangerous.
Rubio had his glazed eye like he wanted to scream at.
Because Hitler was elected the first time.
Yeah.
He did not take over in a coup.
Right.
And so a lot of times, as they say, we gotta curb that speech, the kind of speech that got Hitler elected, because then you get elected and then you take over and you never go away.
Right.
Obviously, like this Trump's planning on doing.
Well, there's right speech
for
and
the rest of his life.
There's right speech and there's wrong speech. We want to be for right speech.
Yeah.
Not wrong speech.
No, who wants to be for wrong speech?
Yeah.
And then, you may ask yourself, well, who will decide? In which case I would say, stop asking questions.
February is Heart Health Month, and there's no better time to take care of your heart. This is Scott Slade. It's the perfect month to call Virtual Imaging and get your free heart scan to help you stay ahead of heart disease before you even know there's a problem. You've been hearing us talk about how Virtual Imaging's free heart scan can save lives. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States, and any problem with your heart that you can detect early means you have a better chance of living a longer life. Call Virtual Imaging today and get your free heart scan. What are you waiting for? Call 770-678-SCAN. It's quick, painless, and you'll get a clearer picture of your heart's health so you know where you stand. And it's a great way to mark Heart Health Month. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Virtual Imaging now and schedule your free heart scan with a few minimum requirements. It's quick, easy, and could save your life. I've done it. Call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Because your heart deserves it. If not for yourself, do it for your family.
Are you looking for a low-maintenance and longer-lasting paint for your home? Stop painting every 3 to 5 years and use Rhino Shield on your home.
This is Jeff and Roxanne, proud local owners of Rhino Shield, the ultimate exterior coating for your home, backed with a 25-year transferable warranty.
Rhino Shield comes in any color, so improve your home's curb appeal and forget about having to paint the home again for 25 years.
See how long Rhino Shield lasts and get a free estimate at rhinoshieldga.com. That's rhinoshieldga.com.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and it's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right. You don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. I've trusted America's Best Choice for more than a decade, and so can you.
For a limited time, get the best quality windows starting at just $299. Plus, act now and save 10% on all new decks. And enjoy great pricing on siding, roofing, fencing, motorized awnings, and more. Don't wait. Go to abcwin.com and schedule your free consultation. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust. Prices you can afford.
So, you don't park in your garage anymore because your garage door is broken? That's it? Oh well, too bad. Been meaning to fix it. How much other stuff in your house doesn't work? TV only gets even-numbered channels when it rains. Coffee maker only makes a cup and a half before it quits. If your dishwasher didn't wash, or your printer didn't print, or your vacuum cleaner didn't suck, you'd fix it. Why aren't you parking your car in this clean, dry, awesome garage just because your garage door is broken? At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. We have the parts, tools, and the experience to fix what's broken. An expert repair and a fresh overhaul, and you'll get years of service out of your current system without spending a fortune to replace the whole thing. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage, and we'll come over and make it right. Because if it is broke, you do fix it.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top story, it is breaking news out of Canada right now where a Delta Airlines flight from Minneapolis crashes at a Toronto airport. The plane is upside down on the runway, and there are several injuries reported. The regional jet operated by Endeavour Air reportedly crashed while landing at Toronto Pearson Airport. All of the passengers and crew, we understand, are accounted for. Paramedics are treating at least 8 people, but no word yet on the extent of their injuries. Pictures on social media show the plane upside down with what appears to be passengers walking away from it. CNN transportation analyst Mary Schiavo explains what may have caused the plane to turn upside down.
Usually it's meant they have left the runway. Sometimes they hit an embankment, and the embankment then causes it to be unstable.
Weather conditions at the airport are snowy. Again, this is all unfolding right now at the Pearson Airport in Toronto, Canada, where a Delta regional jet has flipped onto flipped upside down, and we understand there are at least 8 injuries right now. Stay with WSB for more on this developing story. The National Weather Service confirms today at least 1 tornado touchdown in metro Atlanta during Sunday's storms.
We had one survey crew out near Butts County, and they determined that there was an EF1 tornado identified extending from Butts County into that southern portion of Newton County.
Meredith Wyatt with the National Weather Service says the tornado had maximum winds of 100 to 105 miles per hour. It hit in the Jackson Lake area. A man in the Grove Park neighborhood of Atlanta died when a tree fell on his home during the storms. He's identified as 61-year-old Edward Johnson. The death toll from the storms in Kentucky is now up to 11. Cadaver dogs are back out on Lake Oconee to help in the search for Westminster Schools coach and teacher Gary Jones. He and his fiancee Joycelyn Wilson were seen on a small fishing boat February 8th. The boat was empty when it was spotted circling a couple miles north of Wallace Dam. Wilson's body was found, but still no sign of Jones. It is now 3:32, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Chen Wei.
Got a new crash on the west wall of the perimeter, Fulton County. This is taking out a center lane on I-285 northbound at Bolton Road, exit 13. Looks like a tractor trailer is involved, causing you some delays on the west side. I'm Chinwe Maponya Cook, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies today, but temperatures trending about 10 degrees below average with a high of 48. Lows tonight in the low 30s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 55. A cold rain returns on Wednesday, morning low 38, afternoon highs in the mid-40s.
47 in Smyrna, 49 in Stone Mountain, 48 in Fairburn. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing a better way for you to get better care. And that starts with being there to support you around the clock. When you call or text, we'll always answer with 24/7 access to mental health clinicians. And we'll call you too, with a 100% follow-up rate to make sure you have everything you need. Whatever works best for you, works best for us. We're really just here to help you get better. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
Hey, how's your HVAC system working these days? Is it keeping you warm? Kind of, maybe, not really. Like, oh hey, this must be how the meat and seafood feel at the supermarket. Castile Heating feels you. We want you warm and comfortable. Our same-day HVAC service will slap that chill into next year. And if it's a new installation you need, Castile's flexible payment options, warranties, and rebates will get your comfort situation going from frozen meats to freshly baked in no time. Book today at CastileAir.com.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
I want to be the first to start the Trump has a double conspiracy theory. Because we found the audio from the Daytona 500 I was talking about. He's inside the beast, and I don't know what system they put him on, but it doesn't sound like Trump. I mean, it sounds like a guy who's drunk that sounds a little bit like Trump.
Mr. President, the radio is yours. This is your favorite president. I'm a big fan. I am a really big fan of you people that you do this. I don't know, but I just want you to be safe. You're talented people, and you're great people and great Americans. Have a good day. Have a lot of fun, and I'll see you later.
That sound?
Have a great day, and I'll see you later. You guys are so good at what you do.
Am I the first one to go with the Trump has a double? Am I the first one?
Yeah,
George Clark?
I don't know. It sounds a little odd. It does not sound like him.
Is that the President of the United States, I ask you?
That was his voice double.
Yeah, he has a voice double, actually.
I mean, the guy, again, he doesn't stop. The fact that he went to the Daytona 500 after being at the Super Bowl last weekend, and then he's making all the headlines
So
every
this
single
is
day
changing
of the week.
his voice? I just don't understand this. This does not sound like Trump. I mean, I know he's going through a system, But it sounds like he just woke up. What?
Again, side by side here. Here's normal.
The Gulf of America. What a beautiful name.
And Mr. President, the radio is yours. This is your favorite president. I'm a big fan. I am a really big fan of you people that you do this. I don't know, but I just want you to be safe. You're talented people, and you're great people and great Americans. Have a good day. Have a lot of fun, and I'll see you later.
I think Tim did it.
That's right. I was in Daytona. I did it from my house, and they paid me quite handsomely. You guys are great. You go in a circle. Beautiful. Keep going in the circle, and I hope somebody wins.
Oh, we got a plane upside down. Delta plane flips upside down at Toronto's Pearson Airport. How does the plane get upside down?
Oh, was it for a reason? Like there was a reason. Like I feel like that I've seen that where they've said like this is a way to fix something.
No.
This is
There were 80 people on board. They're not fixing anything. Everybody's
all right.
There's
some reason why. I feel like that's a thing. Hold on. I know.
No, I don't think so. It looks to me like there was an accident and it's upside down.
You guys are terrific pilots. Make sure that you land on your side and turn it over. You guys are so great. I know what you're doing.
It's remarkable the fuselage is still intact the way it is.
The only thing I can think of is like it looks like it was
slipped.
icy and it went off the runway and then dug in and then rolled over that way.
I thought you meant like flying upside down.
No, I'm not talking about the Denzel Washington thing. I'm talking about this. Just turn on your. Oh, you don't have a television where you are. Turn on your internet. Turn on your internet. You'll see it.
My internet's on finally.
Okay.
It's good. It's good.
The reporting is suggesting that it crashed and overturned while crashing. So
Okay.
that's
Well, I get that. I'm saying how did it? I didn't think that they went out there. I didn't think like a bunch
they
of,
landed upside down.
I didn't think a bunch of frat boys went out there and turned it over.
Oh yeah, maybe it was the people celebrating the Eagles win.
Yeah, they were just so excited.
Yeah.
In Toronto.
Looks like everybody's okay. I want to say
they're
that.
still on the run.
I want to say everybody's okay. Apparently, 8 people are hurt. But
Trudeau
everybody's
just
alive.
Trudeau's just started blaming DEI on X.
See, he knows how to be a 2025 leader. So everybody's okay. Nobody's dead. So I just wonder, how do you end up rolling? If you end up upside down, you got your seatbelt on, and then you're hanging. So to undo your seatbelt, you have to fall and hit your head.
And then not to mention, I'm somebody that likes to hold on to going to the bathroom until I get off the plane.
Oh, that's
so
over.
imagine hanging upside down, and then you're like,
that's bad.
It's all in your face.
At least,
I'm letting it go.
At least 2 or 3 people, probably number 2, just out of fear. And now
Yeah.
they're stuck on there. So,
Oh, I better not. In case we survive this crash, I'll just hold it.
well, it's important.
Yeah, no, it's going.
It's important that people see you hold your waist,
Bladder.
and all other waste,
all the other things.
everything, in times of crisis, because they'll know the next time that they can follow you because you're a leader.
Mm-hmm.
So you
think,
should announce it. You're like, everyone, I'm holding in
Yes.
a large amount of waste.
for you, because I want you
Follow
to feel. Who are you going to follow? You're going to follow the guy who just messed his pants? Are you going to follow the guy who was holding his waist in because he's a leader in a situation like that? You think Captain Kirk, just all, when the lasers?
I crap myself.
What's the guy's name in the movie where the ship turned over?
You talking about the Poseidon Adventure?
Yeah.
I believe his name was Poseidon. No, I don't know.
And what an adventure he had.
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, Gene Hackman didn't soil himself.
Gene Hackman in Poseidon Adventure, he was a different kind of priest, all right? He wasn't your average priest.
I would expect a priest to be like very mild mannered and maybe
not Gene Hackman in Poseidon Adventure. There's one scene where he's doing his little mass and he's just yelling at people. You're all gonna die. He's just yelling at people. It's one of my favorite scenes in Poseidon Adventure. He's just yelling at people. The new kind of priest. Wake up, you idiots. I think we should do the word of the day.
Word of the day.
Autodidact.
There you go.
Ooh.
Autodidact.
Didactic.
Autodidact.
Autodidact.
I want Radio Trump to say it.
And Mr. President, the radio is yours.
Autodidact. Autodidact.
Autodidact.
Autodidact.
Some would say that your host, Eric Von Hessler, is an autodidact. It's a noun. You want me to spell it?
Yes.
It's like if you took the words auto and didact and put them together.
Well, is it D-Y-D or D-I-D?
It's D-I-D-A-C-T. Autodidact.
Didactyl.
It is a noun. It's a person who has learned a subject without the benefit of a teacher or formal education. A self-taught person is
autodidact.
And I dropped out of the 9th grade, so it must apply to me. Right, George Clark? Are you applauding me
Yes.
in my life?
Such a learned man without, much formal education.
How did I do it without
You're
a
an
formal?
autodidact.
Yes, thank you. Now we all know. So when you guys quite often refer to me as a word that starts with an A, but now you can replace that with the proper word. Eric is an autodidact.
Autodidact.
So, and
Good grief.
Eric has to use
He's a
that.
real adact.
He is. Eric has to use that in a sentence in a natural way before 7 p.m. Or else.
I have the story.
Oh, you do have the story ready to go?
I do.
Oh, well, somebody did. Oh, good. Somewhere, but I don't know how you did. I know you're a big NBA fan. It was an All-Star weekend, so I thought maybe you probably wouldn't be able to pull yourself away.
She was Team Chuck, believe it or not. Team Chuck.
Charles,
Who won? Shaq? Team Shaq won?
I
don't
can't
know.
even tell you.
All I know
watch
is
it.
everybody in the NBA is bitching about the NBA All-Star game and how it went. That's all I know.
Well,
I don't know.
It didn't make sense. You had these rising stars playing along with NBA All-Stars, and already with players like Trae Young, who barely made the All-Star game, and the only reason
I thought he didn't make the All-Star game.
He didn't make the initial vote, but then because Giannis got hurt from the Bucks, he was an injury replacement. So there's all this pressure to make the All-Star team, and then you have these rising stars to get to play too. It's ridiculous. It's bad.
Draymond Green was going after him. It's like nobody wants to see these people. I don't know.
It's the reason you get an All-Star, Kobe Bryant All-Star MVP award.
Scale of 1 to 10, your thoughts of the format?
10 being the best.
Yes.
A 0. Sucks. Say basketball.
I just wish you were more honest.
Then Trae Young basically said the same thing too.
To be honest, I didn't like it at all. I don't like the breaks, how long. I mean, the games are so short. Obviously, we can score, and so they're trying to extend the game or extend the TV time with breaks and things like that. And as a player, you're trying to stay warm and things like that. So it's kind of tough to do that.
So they do like 4 10-minute games or something, and then
because the final scores of these games are like 42-39, so they're all like.
Well, they're
shortened games.
trying to get. It was getting ridiculous where it was 169 to 150 or something with the All-Star games because there's no defense. What are you gonna do? I don't care about the NBA. It's unwatchable.
Just the baseball All-Star game is the only one that's really competitive now.
Is it competitive? I don't know. I haven't been watching that
play
either.
a game, yeah.
Okay. Well, baseball, you're not gonna. You do get hurt, but it's not as. You're not. Like the Pro Bowl in the NFL is just absolutely. They just got rid of the game eventually because nobody was playing it. Now with the NBA, I guess they just don't play defense and they let each other rack up a bunch of big numbers so they can look good in the All-Star game. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Just get rid of it.
I think what they were trying.
No, I mean the NBA. Just get rid of it completely.
Well, people are hyper aware about what's going on in the NBA, but they're not watching it live. Like you talk to most people, and I think they know who's leading in each conference and
all right, Autumn, who's leading in each
players.
conference? Let's see. Let's test your theory.
Let's see.
Well,
there's
This
is loaded with her.
Bulls.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know about your
There's
theory.
the Arizona Raptors. There's
Arizona
the Chicago Bulls.
Isn't that's Drake's favorite team? The Arizona Raptors.
When the weather is at its worst,
strong winds, heavy rain, and tornado warnings as severe weather rolled through the metro.
We're at our best.
Extremely large tree that came down, and because of the large weight and size of the tree, it made it an extended operation.
Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature has in store.
Georgia Power and the EMC is reporting 261,000 people in the dark.
With your severe weather station, 95.5 WSB.
Tara Fine Jewelry Company, just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia in Beaufort. Coveted brands like De Beers Code of Origin Diamonds, Mikimoto, Roberto Coin, fine Swiss watches, and so much more. Visit Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort today.
We are here with Aaron Vincent and Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group. And gentlemen, when we talk about customizing a retirement plan, where is the most important place to start?
The most important place to start is with risk, because everything's built on that. We use this analogy like your financial house. The most important aspect of your house is the foundation. It doesn't matter how well you do the rest of your house. If that part is not correct, everything else is going to suffer.
Yeah, not only is it the place to start, but people come into the office and, they'll have questions about, where do we start and how do we do this? And first we have to outline what the risks are. And so a lot of times we'll ask like, well, you've worked so hard for the last 20, 30 years, you're getting ready to retire. What are the things that you're worried about? People say healthcare, inflation, taxes, market volatility. And we're like, yep, totally. Those are all absolutely risks to your retirement. But actually, the number one risk to your retirement, unfortunately, is you. Most people don't even know how much risk they're actually taking in their portfolio. But if you don't know how much risk you're taking in your portfolio, if you're not comfortable with the level of risk that you're taking in your portfolio, if you've never had this conversation before, I'm going to invite you to have the conversation with our team. It takes 15 minutes. We can do it over the phone. We'd love to do it in person, but you start the process with a phone call. If you're married, we'll have both of you. We'll find out your risk scores, have a conversation about it, and you will have more context with what you're currently doing and maybe what you should do into the future.
So ask yourself, am I taking too much risk in my portfolio or maybe not enough? We invite you to call the Vincent Financial Group today and ask for the no-cost, no-obligation risk assessment. 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488. We're always online at retireatlradio.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. A 401k assessment does not constitute a comprehensive retirement plan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Maximize every space in your home and get organized with Artisan Custom Closets. From master closets to pantries, mudrooms, and garages, Artisan will collaborate with you to design an affordable and luxurious space tailored to your needs. Visit artisancustomclosets.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Winter is Atlanta's rainy season with nearly 14 inches of rainfall on average, and all that rain may be leaking into your basement. Christina Edwards here. If you notice cracks in your concrete wall or wet spots on the ground, my guys at American Crawl Space Solutions can diagnose and repair the problem. And they won't pressure you to make your decision on the spot like many other companies. AmericanCrawlSpaceSolutions.com, your best value for wet basement repair.
American Crawl Space Solutions. Foundations too.
So Elon Musk is not saying that this is not true. This is his 13th baby with this MAGA influencer. What's her name?
Ashley St. Clair.
To be a political influencer, you have to have a porn name? Is that like the... There has to be a porn star named that.
Her real name.
Ashley St. Clair has to be a used porn
Better than
name.
her old online username was Sex Laptop.
Oh, very nice. Well, so Elon Musk, boy, I tell you what, man, it doesn't matter how rich you are, doesn't matter how smart you are. Men are men.
Mm-hmm.
And now here he is dealing with this.
Well, with the conservative crowd, he's going to have more babies, too.
Yeah, they don't get abortions and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
they do not.
Yeah,
so he's going to have more and more of them.
It's like, you start hanging out in those, and then you can't suggest it to him either. Otherwise, you're on the wrong side, right? Yeah. Crime's wasn't going for it. Maybe you...
She dropped this information on Valentine's Day. Some people are thinking that she might have not had the attention she was looking for.
Well, what more attention does she want? He put her up in probably a nice apartment, and he throws money at her. Now that's it. That's all you get.
He was
Right?
liking his other baby mama's photos on the same day, and
See, you can't do that on Valentine's Day. You have to show you equally have to share the love with all of your baby mamas. You can't just choose one, and because what's going to happen is one of the other ones going to get sassy, and that's what happened here.
I feel like there should be a tenet for the doctrine.
Yes, share the Valentine's love with all the baby mamas.
I'm writing that down.
That you have, because you don't want internecine warfare to break out amongst the baby mamas. And let's think about the kids. So he has 13 kids now. Why do you find that these are 13 kids? He's got the money.
Yeah,
They're going to be fine. They're not going to. They're not going to be starving anywhere.
No, it's just it's weird.
How many?
You have to admit it's weird.
He thinks that we're not procreating enough. He thinks it's
Well,
weird.
I don't care
He
what he
thinks
thinks.
it's weird that we all have just one or two kids. He thinks that's
Yeah,
bad for the
okay.
company, for the country,
Let's-
or company. Same thing.
The company of the country.
Yes.
The country that's a company now.
Yes.
You can't live with one kid and have two incomes without one person having to have three jobs.
Well, not with him though.
I know not with him, but
So he
most
can
people-
afford
so
to have all these kids. Maybe he has to take on so that he can keep
He can't
the
emotionally
population.
afford to have that many kids.
How do you know? You're not him. He loves kids, apparently.
I think he loves making kids.
Well, we all love making kids, don't we?
Well, we like
Don't we all
practicing making
love it?
kids.
We all love the process.
Nobody wants a restrictor plate on them. That's what
That's
it is.
right.
Nobody wants the restrictor.
They don't use restrictor
pulled
plates
the goalie.
anymore. There's no carburetors anymore. There's nothing to restrict. It's just called
You guys
pack
pulled the
racing
goalie,
now.
Jared?
No comment.
I do think it's interesting that you are how do you know he doesn't have enough time for all these kids? I mean, I don't know. Well, I'm surprised he has time to get somebody pregnant with all the things
There
he
you
has
go.
going on.
If you're shocked that he has time for that, then he definitely doesn't have the time to emotionally support 13 kids.
I think it'd be fantastic, bring your kids to work day.
13.
All of them can run around the Oval Office.
With all the money he's saving with Doge, now he can definitely pay for that 13th kid too.
He's saving your money, not his money.
He gets paid to do it.
He doesn't.
Are you sure?
I'm-
I saw
I don't
somewhere
think-
that he was getting paid a little bit.
I don't think he gets paid anything. I don't know. That's what Trump says. He's not making anything off of this.
No, he's not getting paid. I want to meet Exodark Sidriel.
Is that the other kid?
Yeah, that's another one of them. They all have weird names.
Yeah, what's the new kid's name? It's like Rocket Ship or
Henry.
something?
Henry. It's bizarre.
What about
There's
Techno?
one kid just named like Lauren.
No, Techno Mechanicus.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about.
Techno Mechanicus.
Do we know the name of the new kid, or has that not been revealed?
I don't think she's revealed it.
she did.
It's going to be like Floor Stop. or
Donna.
something.
All I know is that one of his kids is making what they think is the greatest move of all by standing up against him. But later in life, that child is going to realize, wait a minute, my dad was the richest person in the world, and I decided I didn't want to be a part. That seems great when you're a teenager or whatever, early 20s.
The child you're talking about came out and said, I found out about my new sibling on Reddit. And this is
Yes.
the second time this has happened.
There you go. Point made.
Listen,
If you hadn't abandoned me as your father, then maybe you
Yeah.
might have known.
Yeah, and Elon's a busy guy. He's got a lot of stuff going on. It's not like he's
So
not
it's totally
providing.
fine then to definitely have billions of kids and not be able to take
I
care
think
He's
there's a difference
providing.
between 13 and a billion, young lady. I think that you're maybe
not when
pushing
you have
it.
kids.
Now,
Once you
here's
get
the
past
deal.
4, it's a billion.
Now, it is like it's naive for him to say everybody should still be having 6 or 7 or 8 children like they used to, because he's got all that money and he's got he can pay things off and he can have nannies and he can have. I mean, try having 13 kids
I think-
and living in an apartment complex somewhere.
I think that Elon Musk is in some kind of competition with Nick Cannon because Nick Cannon's got 12 kids.
Wow.
And
And not nearly the amount of money that Elon Musk has.
So I think Elon's like, I've got you.
Nick's
So by
got to
having
keep
one
on
more-
working.
Elon's got 13 now. Nick Cannon's got 12. So I think that there's a little
They're
competition.
just
between the
trying
two.
to field volleyball teams. I like these families that they can field. They can just they can play each other.
Yeah,
and have
seriously.
every position in volleyball.
Yeah, maybe they're
taken
going to
care of.
have a super wealthy children of the super wealthy
Oh.
volleyball team.
Yeah,
You know?
and then they'll go to Canada and get booed.
Yeah.
So hey, by the way,
They
we
don't
didn't,
care.
we didn't mention, even though Canada booed our hockey team beat the hell out of him.
Oh, it was wonderful.
What?
3-1.
How about that, Trump, huh?
Well, look, they shouldn't have booed us.
That's right.
After all, they're going to be the 51st, 52nd, 53rd,
You play that
54th,
from-
55th, 56th, 57th, 58th state.
Like a Johnny Cash song.
One state at a time, and it didn't cost us a dime.
I just have to hear that one more time. I'm the one saying he at least has a voice double. This Trump.
And Mr. President, the radio is yours.
This is your favorite president. I'm a big fan. I am a really big fan.
Definitely not an actor.
People that you do this, I don't know, but I just want you to be safe. You're talented people, and you're great people and great Americans. Have a good day. Have a lot of fun, and I'll see you later.
That sounds like somebody leaving the bar.
I can drive. I can drive. Give me the keys. I'm all right. I only live a mile away.
I don't understand you people, but you're great.
It sounds like something we produced.
Yes. I think we would have nailed his voice better. If we had produced it, I think we would have nailed his voice better.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or consumercellular.com today. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
February is Heart Health Month, and there's no better time to take care of your heart. This is Scott Slade. It's the perfect month to call Virtual Imaging and get your free heart scan to help you stay ahead of heart disease before you even know there's a problem. You've been hearing us talk about how Virtual Imaging's free heart scan can save lives. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States, and any problem with your heart that you can detect early means you have a better chance of living a longer life. Call Virtual Imaging today and get your free heart scan. What are you waiting for? Call 770-678-SCAN. It's quick, painless, and you'll get a clear picture of your heart's health so you know where you stand. And it's a great way to mark Heart Health Month. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Virtual Imaging now and schedule your free heart scan with a few minimum requirements. It's quick, easy, and could save your life. I've done it. Call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Because your heart deserves it. If not for yourself, do it for your family.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top story at this hour, it is breaking news. A Delta plane crashes and flips upside down at a Toronto airport.
CBS News special report. A Delta Airlines passenger jet has crash landed at Toronto Pearson Airport, coming to rest upside down. The airport has posted to social media that all passengers are accounted for. CBS's Chris Van Cleve with the latest.
Federal officials are hearing reports of some injuries here, but again, the airport says everyone is accounted for. There are images trickling out that show this sea ERJ 900, which is a regional jet. It was operated by Delta's regional carrier Endeavor, but operating as a Delta flight. The plane appears to be upside down. The wings and tail ripped off. The nose landing gear still in place.
And CBS News now confirms there were some injuries, but we don't know how many or how serious those injuries were. It was Flight 4819 from Minneapolis-St. Paul. There were 80 people on board. CBS News Special Report. I'm Christopher Cruz.
And stay with WSB for more on this developing story. It is 49 degrees in Atlanta. The 50s return tomorrow after a freezing start. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. The National Weather Service now confirms at least one tornado touchdown in the metro Atlanta area during Sunday's storms. It hit in the Lake Jackson area in Butts and Newton counties. National Weather Service meteorologist Meredith Wyatt says it was an EF1 tornado.
Maximum sustained winds are currently estimated at 100 to 105 miles per hour.
A man in the Grove Park neighborhood of Atlanta died when a tree fell on his home during the storms. He's identified as 61-year-old Edward Johnson. The death toll up to 11 from flash flooding in Kentucky. Governor Andy Beshear is urging people to be careful because many times he says more lives are lost during the cleanup from natural disasters.
We've already lost 11 people, 11 children of God whose families are mourning. We don't want to lose one more. So let's just make sure we're consistently telling our people out there, take it easy while you're doing it. It's one foot in front of the other. It's a lot of damage. It's going to take some time.
There are still high water rescues underway as rivers have not crested yet. Blistering remarks from Atlanta's top accountability officer today on her way out the door. She announces a resignation, citing a campaign of harassment.
An ongoing feud between Shannon Manigault and Mayor Andre Dickens' administration culminates with her decision to step away from her role as Inspector General, and she's placing blame squarely on other city officials.
Threats, bullying, intimidation, and harassment at the hands of people who have been the subjects of our investigations.
The city council is expected to approve a series of reforms to the office that Manigault says would include a severe reduction in her ability to investigate wrongdoing in city government, rendering the office unable to function in a meaningful way. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A spokesperson for Mayor Dickens says ethical government has been one of the mayor's 4 pillars since day one and says we look forward to working with a new inspector general in the future. Cadaver dogs returned to Lake Oconee today to help in the search for a missing Atlanta teacher. The family is releasing a statement as the search continues for a 10th day.
Calling it a horrendous experience, the family of Gary Jones says they will not rest until he is found. They say their most important focus now is the search for him in water and on land. They go on to thank all of those involved in the search and ask for privacy while also expressing faith that Gary will be found. The Westminster coach and teacher disappeared while boating with his fiancée Joycelyn Wilson more than a week ago. Her body was found a short time later. His shoes were found late last week. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
At the Georgia State Capitol today, hundreds gather for a President's Day protest. It's one of many across the country today. The protesters are upset at President Trump and Elon Musk's overhaul of the federal government. Pope Francis remains hospitalized in Rome for a 4th day. The Vatican says the Pope has been diagnosed with a respiratory tract infection and will stay in the hospital as long as needed. It is now 4:04 and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic starts now with Smile and Mark McKay.
All right, Bill, we just heard from traffic trooper Rich. Rolling into Norcross, says right lane taken out with a crash, 85 northbound before Beaver Ruin Road, exit 102. Really, the ride to the northern suburbs is not bad. There are 285 challenges, like across the north side perimeter, slow from Dunwoody through Sandy Springs. DOT says you're dodging some debris in the roadway on 285 west, the outer loop at New North Side Powers Ferry, and down the west side perimeter at the airport exit, Camp Creek Parkway. DOT says a right lane knocked out with a crash, 285 southbound at Camp Creek Parkway, exit 2. The challenges are mighty trying to get into the heart of downtown Atlanta. Sydney Darden.
Yeah, but not as much as we would usually be seeing as for a Monday afternoon. You are going to be on that brake pedal 75, 85 southbound as you make your way through Midtown. Stop and go traffic, especially at the top of the downtown connector. The good news is it does seem to alleviate by the time you get to I-20. Now, on the opposite side of that, you're slow leaving University Drive, exit 244 at 85 northbound until you get to the heart of the city to merge with I-20. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Fair skies for this evening. Temperatures falling into the upper 20s, low 30s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, high 55. Rain showers return on Wednesday, morning low 38, afternoon high 45.
47 in Sandy Springs, 43 in Mableton, and 48 in Riverdale. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. And Tim, I think we can agree, the word botched, not a good word.
No,
especially not down in that area.
No,
you don't want anything in that area to be botched. So these stories out there that supposedly Elon has a botched penile implant. Well, you don't want the word botched there. That's not a good word at all.
Like John Wayne Bobbitt couldn't help his, but
well, his was botched by somebody else.
Right.
That was an involuntary botchism. This was something that he thought, oh, this will be good. Now
the chicks will dig this. Yeah.
So it makes it seem greater than it was before. Is that how this works?
Girthier.
And it's botched.
Mm-hmm.
So supposedly Grimes started telling people this. Grimes, why would you say such a thing about the father of your children?
Well, I mean, it's true. So
Okay, I understand, but some things you really want your kids reading about that? How their dad?
I was asked this question, and that's what I said. So
Okay, all right. You really didn't answer that at all. But
what?
Actually,
Yeah, it's botched.
It's the father of your children. I mean, for goodness sake.
So there are a lot of fathers out there that are doing a lot of things. So
it's not botched enough to keep from having 13 children. So
yeah.
So,
Well, that's why we had the surrogate for the segment.
Oh, that's right. You did have a surrogate.
Surrogate.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
They did have a surrogate, didn't they?
Yeah,
Maybe
we have surrogate
I guess because it was botched.
Yeah, and I have the surgery to make my face look like an elf.
I sure can pick them.
I love ketchup.
Was that botched, or was that surgery came out all right?
No, this surgery was great.
Yeah.
I think it looks really cool. I've added a lot of features to my face.
What does Grimes do?
She's a DJ.
I'm a DJ.
But does she sing songs or?
No, she just produces or has people
No,
behind her.
I'm a singer. I'm a singer.
See, there it is right there.
I apologize. So beautiful.
Why would you need? I can't imagine that's very beautiful. Once you make the decision. Oh no, I saw. I said it's beautiful.
I wrote it.
Okay,
I was
great.
eating a lot of ketchup and spaghetti at this point.
Okay, all right, great. I bet you keep a hell of a diary. I would imagine someone like you. Yeah.
This is one of the songs that she produced. It's called Player of Games.
All right, this is Molly. This is like you have to be on ecstasy or something to
Okay,
enjoy
but for
that.
real, if you look up like Oblivion or Genesis, like those songs are really a lot better. So
Okay, you have your own favorites. And so you're done having sex with Elon Musk then. That's behind you.
yeah. I mean, I think that my next sort of plan is to maybe have like a marriage, like a consensual non-consent marriage with a robot.
Okay.
Like from Japan. There's a lot of really cool Japan
Mhm.
things coming out of there with like AI and
Oh, you're fascinating.
synths and things.
You are certainly you're a fascinating human being.
Yeah. I've been drinking a lot of creek water.
Yeah.
Because I want to try to like acclimate my body to strange waters. You know.
Mhm. Yeah, it's good. You're an adventurer, is what you are.
Yeah.
You're-
Like it's like because really we're all just like we're all of our bodies are like space suits. You know.
Okay, all right.
It's like that's why I think
getting a little deep.
Elon
You're
was
getting-
like really into me. It was
Yeah,
because,
okay.
Like our bodies are really just like a spacesuit, and
Yeah.
we're like just happen to be on Earth.
Yeah, but
And
his
I think when we go into space, it'll be different. We'll have like a different space environment.
So that's how you and Elon
Wait,
bonded.
but his spacesuit is botched, apparently. That's what
I
I've
know
heard.
it sucks. I have to look at it.
They don't. So I just told them to just relax.
Okay. You turn the lights out.
No looking.
I just closed my eyes and thought about money.
Okay, that's one way of getting through it all.
I mean, because
Absolute-
like part of my journey is to like also do a lot of cool things and stuff, but like also it's like with money, like that really is helpful. But I'm trying to like get rid of everything. Like I'm trying to get rid of sugar and bread and like salt and sugar and salt.
but not money.
Well, next on the list is money. So like I'm trying to like be anti-capitalist, but also like anti communist and all the ists, you know? Like I'm trying to get rid of all the ists.
You're anti everything.
I just looked up.
Yeah.
You have no concerts or shows scheduled for 2025. What's going on with that?
Well,
there,
I'm mom.
Grimes?
I'm a
Pregnant
single
again.
mom.
You what? You what?
I'm a single mom.
Okay. Well, yeah, but your boyfriend is the richest man in the world.
Ex.
He's not my boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend.
Well, I mean, yeah,
No.
the ex, yeah.
Baby daddy.
Now you seeing this MAGA influencer, or is that just a one?
Just one time.
A one-child stand?
Then she got a $200,000 a month apartment. A one-child stand. That's what we called it.
One child.
One night stand.
It's one child stand.
One child stand.
Only
She's
has to
very
make a
lovely.
child.
Very lovely, Ashley.
I just don't know how you become a MAGA influencer.
You grift on social media. That's how she got it.
Does she have like a store where she sells Trump stuff and little baby
Well,
tees?
you're a girl and you're cute,
Yeah.
and you play up to the dudes who are MAGA, and then
There you
it's
go.
like I'm a MAGA influencer now.
But does she know what she's talking about? Like, can she break down immigration policy, or is it just all about?
It's pretty much surface level.
You think it's surface level?
I think so.
Trumpism.
I don't think it matters if she can or not.
Well, whatever Trump says, she just puts it in a cute fashion. So, like, Trump would say like one thing about his politics, and then she
Right.
says it a cute way.
I see.
It's almost like it's like a Trump translator.
Does she do it drunk, the way Trump sounded? Listen, but we got to play this one more time because as I was walking down the hall, I thought, here's my new theory. He's really tired. He gets into the beast. He lays down. He starts to snore. They hit the track. And it's like, Mr. President, you got to talk to the drivers.
And Mr. President, the radio is yours. This is your favorite president. I'm a big fan. I am a really big fan of you people that you do this. I don't know, but I just want you to be safe. You're talented people, and you're great people and great Americans. Have a good day. Have a lot of fun, and I'll see you later.
And then just laid right back down.
Good night.
Got some rest.
I'm like a baby. I sleep in a car.
I've never heard Trump sound drunk because apparently he's never had a drink in his life.
Just tired, exhausted.
Got to be something like that. But then later on when he was talking, it's something to do with the way his voice sounds through that thing, but there's a slurriness there that I'm not used to.
I was breathing some of the.
You sure it wasn't Biden? Did you send Biden down there to do that?
Hey guys, you're fantastic coming at you live here. I'll take over. Hey guys, this is Jurassic. You guys have got what you do.
We should open story or no story. That's what I think.
Story or no story?
The end of the world.
And then people at a restaurant.
Because that's where it starts. The end of the world starts at a restaurant. Yeah, let's talk about politics while we're eating. It's fun.
Grimes is over at the. She's talking over there. She's just a couple booths over, talking about her new.
She's talking to the order kiosk.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about maybe just having a full diet of lemons for the next 6 months, just to see if
Just
you know,
lemons
that kind of
only.
thing can really change your perspective on things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lemons.
All right, in story or no story, you will present an article to me, and I will. I'll let you know what I think, and then somewhere in the midst of it, I'll tell you if I think it's
story
or
no story.
Thank you. All right, what do you got?
From PressRundown.com, the CDC reports the most flu cases in 15 years.
Story?
This is a story.
Wow,
wait
immediate.
Wait a minute, that sounded again like a question.
Story?
No, we need story.
Story?
Yeah, we need a new thing from Nick. Nick needs to send us a voice text.
Story.
Story.
Yeah, I think that this is their own fault. I think the CDC went through the pandemic and through all the weird goalpost keeps moving messaging around the vaccines that they've actually lost people now. This is what happens. It's not worth it when you're an institution whose job is just to level with the American people. I know that they talk to, well, it's very important that people get the vaccine, so we need to, shave this and hold that and hold this back and condemn people for saying things that 2 years from now will turn out to be correct. But now look what they've done. Now you probably have less people taking any vaccines because they're like, well, they're lying about this and that and the other. All you need to know about the vaccines is that every drug that you watch on TV has 30 seconds of somebody going, don't take it. It could lead to death.
The side effects,
All
exactly.
the side effects. But we were supposed to believe on this one, no side effects. None whatsoever. It's just great for everybody. And then we found out that it really didn't kind of work. And I think that this is what happens. This is the consequence when institutions start shaving the truth of people and moving the goalpost about anything, then when you go back, you don't believe anything they say.
You're going to be skeptical.
You're going to be skeptical
Exactly.
of everything they say. I've become skeptical of everything that's said by anybody, anytime, anywhere. Just because of the last 4 years.
It's also, they guessed wrong on the vaccine itself.
Oh, well. They do that from time to time.
Yeah.
Whatever was coming
It
out
doesn't
of...
lead to something like this, so it's a combo probably.
And how much of
right?
it is bird flu?
Well, I don't know.
Well, there's
only
flu A. So when I went to the hospital, they tested me for flu A, flu B, and COVID. And
what did you have, all three?
I had flu. All three. It came up dead. You should be dead.
Yeah, they whatever was big in Australia, right? That's what they figure, that's the flu that's coming to. Yeah, so I guess they guessed it wrong. So it's not even working? Is that the point?
I guess it shortens it, right? Like it can reduce some of your flu stuff.
Again,
so
that's a therapeutic.
You're not going to get sick.
Right.
Well, that was bad Fauci. Trump.
Was that
Trumpy?
I moved my arms while I was doing it and it turned into Trump.
That was Anthony Trumpy? Is that what that was?
Anthony Trumpy.
So the point is, if you're an institution, don't mess around with your messaging, because now people don't trust you.
Yeah, your credibility's
and
gone.
they probably did trust you in the past. That's the point. Smart and Mark says there are heavy delays on 285 in Sandy Springs.
Trying to get past some styrofoam debris, traffic troopers tell us, Eric, 285 westbound at New Northside Powers Ferry. You dodged that, and that's why the delays are stretching back before the Ashford Dunwoody Perimeter Mall exit. Improving down the west side perimeter, crash on the shoulder now, 285 south at Camp Creek Parkway exit 2. You know folks are heading back from at least a long weekend on the south side as the I-75 northbound delays are heavy, leaving Locust Grove up through McDonough, up past Highway 155. Where's the worst of it heading to the northern suburbs, Chinway?
Well, we had a stalled vehicle in the right lane on I-85 southbound at Beaver Ruin Road, exit 102. That vehicle has managed to get over into the median, so your southbound delay is not looking too shabby. However, if you're trying to get out of the city, I-85 northbound, you are jam-packed bumper to bumper from the perimeter all the way up to Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. Triple team traffic from the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, 95.5 WSB.
Pretty heavy crash still in the right lane, 85 northbound, Hamilton Mill.
The Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Pausing for a long, slow ride to I-20.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
Not often we can say this, but 285 is looking great.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey y'all, Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care, and I'm not going to cry in this commercial, I hope. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I am so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. It's all because of the incredible caregivers who came to see them every day. I am so grateful to Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company that vets and hires every single one of their caregiving specialists. They don't have contractors. They're not some national corporation. They are simply the best here in Georgia. And a lot of you have asked me about my journey and if home care is right for your aging parents. I'll tell you what I tell them. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on this family favorite. White, red, or black seedless grapes are only $1.99 a pound with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's Eric. Are you thinking of adding value to your house, or just you want more convenience and more comfort in your kitchen? Frugal Kitchens can get you one of those $1 million home kitchens at a fraction of the cost. They want to talk to you about how you can go through their process, get your new dream kitchen up and going, and you can be cooking in 5 days from the start of construction and get 18 months, no interest financing available. It's what Christy and I have done. Life happens in your kitchen, and Frugal Kitchens can put you in a great one. FrugalKitchens.com.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing a better way to treat your aching bones and joints. And that starts with predicting problems before they even become problems. up to a year in advance, with up to 93% accuracy. When you save time avoiding surgeries you don't need, you can spend time doing the things you love. When it comes to healthcare, a better system means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
February is Heart Health Month, and there's no better time to take care of your heart. This is Scott Slade. It's the perfect month to call Virtual Imaging and get your free heart scan to help you stay ahead of heart disease before you even know there's a problem. You've been hearing us talk about how Virtual Imaging's free heart scan can save lives. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States, and any problem with your heart that you can detect early means you have a better chance of living a longer life. Call Virtual Imaging today and get your free heart scan. What are you waiting for? Call 770-678-SCAN. It's quick, painless, and you'll get a clear picture of your heart's health so you know where you stand. And it's a great way to mark Heart Health Month. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Virtual Imaging now and schedule your free heart scan with a few minimum requirements. It's quick, easy, and could save your life. I've done it. Call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Because your heart deserves it. If not for yourself, do it for your family.
Get in here, Jared. We're back on the air. I don't know what your problem is.
I just found some.
This is Grimes. It's awesome.
How many of his kids does she have? 3?
I think just 2.
No, 3.
I think 3.
Oh, it's 3?
They had 2 of them after they broke up.
Right.
Well,
The oldest one was the one who was in the Oval Office with him.
Yeah, X. You know how we Trump left that message to the NASCAR drivers, right? This
And Mr. President, the radio is yours. This is your favorite president. I'm a big fan. I am a really big fan. You people that you do this, I don't know, but I just want you to be safe. You're talented people, and you're great people and great Americans. Have a good day. Have a lot of fun, and I'll see you later.
Well, it turns out, Eric, that he actually left a radio message to Team USA before they took on Canada in the Nations Cup. Listen to this.
Hey, everybody. Our great American USA hockey team. You go up to Canada and you kick those Canucks right in there. You know what, okay? They're moose. You got a lot of moose up there. I don't understand what you do. You got a stick and a puck and there's a net and it's sports. But it's great. It's fantastic. Go USA. Team USA. Go up there and beat the 51st day.
So he likes the radio messages there.
I guess, yeah. The radio. We're going to get more and more of these out of Trump as we go along. Do you have another story or no story?
I do. This is from Scarlett Johansson. She's warning of AI misuse after the fake Kanye video that went viral last week.
Hey, by the way, for those who are starting to think, hey, this story, no story, boy, it seems an awful lot like or no thanks. Well, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
It's completely different.
It's completely different. Although I will say that I believe that this is a story.
Story?
No, see, that's the question mark. Story.
Story?
It's supposed to be definitive. It's a story.
Story?
Because Scarlett Johansson would have come out looking good in this, right? Because the AI video was a bunch of celebrities giving the finger to Kanye.
Right.
Because he doubled down on Hitler a couple weeks ago. He just decided, I'm going all the way with this. And so it's a video of a bunch of celebrities giving him the finger. And it's fake. It's not real. So it really, I've said this for a while, we're not going to know. The future is a hall of mirrors, and we're not going to know what's real and what's not real after a while, because why would you, if you saw that Scarlett Johansson joined a bunch of other celebrities and they're giving the finger to Kanye because of his anti-Semitism, you'd believe it, right?
Right.
It'd be very easy to believe. This is exactly the kind of goofy thing that celebrities do, thinking that they're having some sort of effect, when of course they don't have any effect at all.
Well, when it initially came out, Eric, I thought that, there's going to be some weird way that she's going to try to tie into that new Jurassic Park movie that looks awful that she's in.
Well, who's the celebrity that like these gestures? Sheryl Crow.
Oh, she sold her.
She sold her Tesla and gave the money to NPR.
Thank you, Sheryl
Wow.
Crow. Thank you.
Thank you.
you right now, Sheryl Crow. It's very nice of you to give us your money.
She's soaking up the sun.
Now, hold on. She did get a tote bag. Let's not act like she didn't for nothing.
And a coffee mug.
Smiling Mark is watching the slow ride into downtown Atlanta.
About 20 minutes delay heading north on 7585, leaving 166 Langford Parkway, clearing John Lewis Freedom Parkway. 15-20 minutes of delay as you leave northeast Atlanta. The 85-400 merge slowed down to 17th Street. You're going to stay in that slow traffic as you roll past Georgia Tech and William Street. How's I-20 this holiday Monday afternoon, Sydney Darden?
Well, it's lighter than usual, probably thanks to that holiday, Mark. Over on the east side, I-20 eastbound, you are a little stop and go merging on from 285. But the good news is that breaks apart around exit 71 to Panola Road, well before you get to Stonecrest. On the opposite side of that, a similar story, only looking at a few taps of the brake around I-20 westbound, Fulton Industrial, exit 49, also making for a really good ride over into Douglasville. Triple team traffic from the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, 95.5 WSB.
Heavy rain and severe storms have impacted our area again. How did your roof hold up? Hi, it's Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show here. Water is your home's #1 enemy. I recommend you schedule a free roof analysis with my roofer, Findlay Roofing. The roof guys. Check your attic, ceilings, drywall, and chimney. Any dripping water, wet spots, or water streaks? If yes, think of Findlay first. Get peace of mind with no obligation and no charge. FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
At Coosa Valley Credit Union, we're committed to offering our members the most competitive interest rates in the market. Now, auto loan rates are as low as 4.49%. This is Andy Harris, President of Coosa Valley Credit Union, inviting you to come see us at a branch near you.
Equal opportunity lender.
Just like one's taste in music, every home is unique. That's why Mama Bear and I chose Scana Energies, our natural gas provider. They have options to fit your home's needs. But since you're busy, I'll help you find the right music for now. Maybe rock and roll. Or something more serene. Oh, yeah. Sign up with Scana today and save up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/warm for details. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply.
Belinda here for Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm here to introduce you to a new procedure that Dr. Ashraf is performing called laser optics. This changed my life, folks. I was so tired of wearing contacts and glasses. The glasses were not around when I needed them. I had astigmatism, so the contacts didn't fit me well, and I had beginning stages of cataracts. So I went in. I was a great candidate for laser optics. It was a quick, painless procedure. The next day, it was like everything was in HD. The colors were more vibrant. The leaves were more vibrant. The sky was more vibrant. My husband was better looking. Everything was great. Laser optics with Dr. Ashraf, Atlanta Vision Institute. Go to the website 2020atlanta.com to find out more information. Also, take the quiz to see if this is a procedure that's good for you. Your medical insurance may cover it. That's 2020atlanta.com.
Wall cracks, window stuck, could be a foundation problem. Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack, and our estimators are thoroughly trained to get you the proper evaluation for your home. Schedule your free assessment with the foundation repair experts at atlantaramjack.com.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin. Book now and save up to 40% off, plus kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Spring cleaning will be here before you know it, so now's the time to call Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Take advantage of their pre-spring sale and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for $129. And when you mention me, Chris Chandler, you'll get a staircase clean for free. That's right, 3 rooms of carpet cleaned and a staircase for only $129. Just tell them Chris Chandler sent you. Schedule online at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res, it's the right way to clean.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top story, injuries are reported after a Delta jet makes a crash landing in Toronto.
CBS News special report. A Delta Connection passenger jet with 80 people on board flipped over while landing at Toronto Pearson Airport. It happened at 2:45 local time this afternoon. CBS's Chris Van Cleve says it was a hard landing.
It does look like the cabin of the airplane, the passenger area of the plane, remained intact fully when whatever went wrong, and it went wrong with enough force, it appears, to have ripped the wings and the tail off the airplane.
The Canadian Broadcasting Corporation showed images of people stumbling away from the upside-down plane. 15 people were brought to the hospital, all with non-life-threatening injuries, but one child and 2 adults are critically injured. Flight 4819 was inbound from Minneapolis. CBS News aviation analyst Robert Sumwalt on What's Next.
Transportation Safety Board of Canada does an excellent job, and the NTSB will be invited in as an accredited representative since it is a U.S. registered airplane and U.S. operated airplane.
CBS News special report. I'm Christopher Cruz.
49 degrees in Atlanta, back into the 50s tomorrow afternoon before the rain returns. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Atlanta Inspector General Shannon Manigault is stepping down.
I wish that there was more that I could do, but ultimately, I can't make the leadership of this city do right by the public.
She says she and her staff have faced threats, bullying, and intimidation and harassment at the hands of the people who have been the subjects of their investigations. Her resignation follows an ongoing feud between Manigault and Mayor Andre Dickens' administration. A spokesperson for Mayor Dickens says ethical government has been one of the mayor's 4 pillars since day one, and says we look forward to working with a new inspector general in the future. Cadaver dogs returned to Lake Oconee today to help in the search for Westminster Schools coach and teacher Gary Jones. Putnam County Sheriff Howard Sills tells Channel 2 Action News it appears to be a drowning.
But there's no evidence of that boat being struck by another boat. There's no evidence of that boat crashing into something.
Jones and his fiancée Joycelyn Wilson were on a small fishing boat February 8th. The boat was empty when it was spotted circling a couple miles north of the Wallace Dam. Wilson's body was found, but still no sign of Jones after 10 days of searching. A new set of safety measures at Barrow County schools following the September shooting at Appalachia High School.
After the installation of open gate weapons detection systems at the county's high schools last month, those same systems are being set up today at the county's 4 middle schools. Students will have to pass through them to enter their respective schools starting tomorrow. They're also placing them at various other locations on each campus for screenings throughout the school day. It's part of the district's effort to ramp up security after the shooting, which left 4 dead and 9 injured. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Gambling addiction appears to be a growing problem. Internet searches for gambling addiction help in 2022 increased 22%, then jumped 25% in 2023, and in the first half of 24 ticked up more than 30%. States showing the highest amount of searches are Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. New research finds taking a nap may be a good idea.
Do you enjoy a nap some days?
Yeah, I do. I do like to sleep.
According to Talk Research, the best time to take a nap is 1:42 in the afternoon, and it matters how long you sleep. Researchers have found the ideal amount of shut-eye for that afternoon nap is 51 minutes. If it's much longer, you may find yourself feeling worse than before you took a nap. Researchers do say if you can't get in the 51 minutes, then a quick 20-minute nap is perfect for a recharge without feeling groggy. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
It is now 4:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team Traffic starts now with Smiling Mark McKay.
President's Day means lighter than normal heading to the northern suburbsville. The exception being the ride out of DeKalb into Gwinnett County, where 85 is stacked up, leaving Chamblee Tucker Road, trying to get past exit 99, Jimmy Carter Boulevard. South side's all jammed up. 40 minutes of delay trying to get between Locust Grove through McDonough up to Stockbridge on northbound 75. Fortunately, if you're riding to the southern suburbs, a little crowded on 75 southbound approaching 285. Maybe a crash there in Clayton County. Get by that. It's a good shot between Morrow, Stockbridge, and McDonough. Not so easy into downtown Atlanta. Chinway.
This is true. I-75-85 northbound, you are jam-packed bumper to bumper from Langford Parkway 166. Not really seeing any relief until you get past North Avenue, exit 249. And if you're trying to head into Midtown, I-75-85 southbound, again, you're jam-packed for a nice, long, slow ride to I-20. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Fair skies and chilly this evening as temperatures fall to the upper 20s to low 30s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, high 55. Rain showers return on Wednesday. It'll be a cold rain. Morning low 38, afternoon high 45.
51 in Decatur, 49 in Union City, 50 in Buford. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and receive the strongest cash offer in the industry. You'll save time and make the most money. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can skip the hassle of getting your home ready to sell, receive an all-cash offer, and close in as little as 21 days. You can trust my friends at Mark Spain Real Estate to sell your home fast and for maximum profit. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Hey, which way is your waiting room?
Oh, you can stay in your car. It only takes 10 minutes.
I can stay in? Get out. I better find a good playlist to listen to while I wait. EDM? Nah. Oh, what about something classical? Nah. You got any suggestions?
Dad rock?
Now you speaking my language.
Take 5. The stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change.
Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling, Plumbing and Electrical. Let's show our home some love this month. Coolray can help with great deals like $50 off any electrical service, 10% off any plumbing repair, and up to $2,250 in rebates on new Carrier heating and cooling systems. Your house will get the expert service it needs, so you'll stay comfortable all season long. Simply go to Coolray.com and book your appointment for the day and time that works best for you. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
I believe that we are in the middle of Story, No Story. I'm not so sure how it's going, but we are in the middle of it.
We did have an open micer that was saying, bring back the no thanks girl. Bring back the no thanks girl.
Well, the no thanks girl is still around. It's not the end of the no thanks.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
We're just trying to shake things up a little bit in the year 2025. Maybe not do the same things all the time. Hey, there'll be some hit or miss. Not everything's going to work, right?
Yeah.
That's all we ask of our audience is that they endure the terrible parts for the show. Or of the show until we get to the great stuff. That's all we ask. We're not asking too much. Yes, a little bit of growing pains.
We have a new segment that we're going to premiere later on called Constitutional Crisis.
I don't know if that's going to make its appearance or not because you notice I've been pushing it back.
I see.
Because I think my answer is always going to be the same thing. No, it's not. So I don't know how. Maybe we can just go through all the different headlines that are suggesting we're in a constitutional crisis. But really, if you go one by one, I'm just going to go, no, that's not. No, that's not.
Could I use the same
story?
Could I use that same?
Sure. I think we're starting to repeat ourselves.
Story.
Constitutional crisis.
Tell me this one's better, too.
Crisis.
It sounded like a Scooby-Doo.
Story? Rory? Story? Story.
It's a little better, right, this one?
Story.
Yes, that's the one I'm looking for. Thank you.
Okay. See, I've been digging.
That's what I'm saying. The audience has to put up with the suck until we get to the good. That's all. Not asking too much, I don't think. All right, what do you got?
Now, can we blend a study into story or no story?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Catch-all, right?
Story, no story is a catch-all? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Well, that doesn't sound like something somebody would want to listen to.
Well, I mean, everything
you could
put a health.
Catch-all drawer. It's like full of a bunch of stuff you don't need. You could put a health story in there. Yeah, sure. A wellness
story. Yeah. So always find the permanent marker next to the scissors.
And then I will just decide whether or not it's a story or not a story. And then if it's a story before. Which is nothing like, Well, no, if it's a story before no Dr. Joe comes in, then we table it to Dr. Joe. That gives it a little suspense. Oh, you talking? I don't understand what you're saying.
All
Why
right,
Dr.
so
Joe? You're confusing
Hear me out here.
You left me behind. In story or no story, as a segment, yeah. Jared throws in a wellness story. You deem it to be a story. We just do the headline, and we save it for later, for Dr. Joe a couple days later.
Oh.
I see. So the payoff so comes... there's suspense. The payoff comes more than 48 hours later.
Yes.
So that's the idea.
That's so right. It's story edging is what it is.
That's what it is. This is, story gooning. This will be our next... This is where News goon. We spend a full 24 hours on one story.
We just, hey, you want to hear this story? Tune in Wednesday at whenever I'm here.
By the way, we do have Chapter 2 of the Word of the Day news story, and it's going to be read by AI Dr. Joe a little bit later on. So hit me again.
From Euronews.com, hate speech on X is now 50% higher under Elon Musk's leadership. This is according to a new study. Oh, really?
No story. No story. No story. Hate speech. Who's deciding? Who's deciding? When there was, first of all, Eric Von Haessler, not on any social media, but it seems to me that the people who decide the definition of hate speech, back when Twitter was around, you could say a lot of hateful people about certain people that weren't in favor, like basically conservatives. Or I've heard an awful lot of things said about Tulsi Gabbard, like that she was a traitor. Things that seems like hate speech to me. Somebody used to be a soldier. That was okay. So this is the reason I say no story is everybody uses hate speech. That means the stuff that I don't like from wherever they come from.
Seriously.
There's no objective, this is what hate speech is.
They might as well change hate speech to just wrong speech now.
Wrong thing.
Speech I don't like.
Yeah, speech
Wrong
I don't
think.
like, yes.
Yeah, it's wrong think. It's just stuff that you don't like. And that doesn't add up. Sorry, you're wrong. It's not hate speech because you don't like it. And I don't even like the term hate speech. It's just speech that's hateful. Thank you. It may fall into a category of speech that is hateful, but I like the whole concept of hate speech because if you're on the left, that means one thing to you, and if you're on the right, that means something else to you. No one on the left has ever thought they've ever said anything about Trump that could be deemed hateful because they just know it's true. And no one on the right has ever, it's the same thing, just with different issues. Nothing they say is ever hateful. It's just true. So to somebody from the left, they're speaking truth to power, but there might be somebody on the right who says that's pretty hateful. So to act like there's some objective hate speech out there that everybody understands and that everybody can recognize when they see it is baloney, quite frankly. I'm sorry about the strong language.
So double,
but it's baloney.
So double.
Hey,
No story. Well, I know.
Kids are listening.
Hold me back. I apologize. I know there are kids listening, but I must say I do believe it's baloney. So there you go. Anytime I see this stuff in headlines now, hate speech, it seems so 2024 to me. I have to say.
Well, at least we don't live in Germany where you can go to jail for it. Or get
fined.
You have posted the meme. You are going to jail. Pepe is illegal.
Well, Germany does have a certain history. They're probably not the best people to
Well,
point
England
to.
does the same thing. They'll arrest you for memes.
Of course they do. They do it in Canada as well. They don't have a First Amendment in England. They don't have a First Amendment in Canada. It's what we have. And so they can't get rid of our First Amendment. So all we can do is...
Well, they can.
They haven't been able to yet. So you just toss ad hominem attacks upon people that you don't like who are using their free speech. What was that thing yesterday? Was this 60 Minutes with...
Margaret Brennan, right?
Yeah, so with Marco Rubio. Listen to this idea that reporters believe that in this something called weaponization of free speech.
I believe this is Face the Nation.
Oh, okay, same thing.
Well,
Still
it's
CBS,
morning.
CBS programming.
Okay, Face the Nation. So weaponizing free speech. So if it can be weaponized, hey, look, I got to agree with Margaret Brennan. Let's just get rid of it altogether. I mean, because if it can be abused, because we have so many things in society that can't be abused. But if free speech can be abused, then I got to think somebody's got to monitor it very harshly. And her idiotic version of world events here.
The punishment for breaking hate speech laws can include jail time for repeat offenders.
This is different.
But in most cases, a judge levies a stiff
like
fine
this.
and sometimes keeps their devices.
How do people react when you take their phones from them?
They are shocked.
That's the 60 Minutes. You see but usually it's not that bad. Play the beginning. These are reporters.
Oh, those are the three people from Germany, right?
The German prosecutors of
Yeah.
speech.
So like the reporters are like, oh, it could be bad, but they're usually just a slap on the wrist. It's okay. I want to hear the very beginning again.
The punishment for breaking hate speech laws can include jail time
Wait,
for
stop.
repeat.
Right there. A reporter should say, I don't know, knee-jerk reaction, I'm against it. Did you just say people do jail time for saying things? Yeah, as a reporter, knee-jerk reaction, I'm against it. But instead she goes, oh, but you know what? Usually it's just a little fine. It's okay. Boy, the Fourth Estate.
Yes. They get a big laugh out of the devices being kept.
They took devices like they're 16-year-olds or something. Sometimes people do go to jail for speaking their minds, but not usually. Don't worry about it. When did these reporters show up? Was it? Well, if it's not so severe, I guess it's okay to put people in jail for the things that they say sometimes. What happened? Smiling Mark says a crash is slowing the commute in Norcross.
Traffic Jibber Stephanie let us know about it. Rolling out of Chamblee toward Norcross on I-85 northbound in Spaghetti Junction. Exit 95, I-285. Left side of the interstate is impacted there. Get past Pleasantdale, Jimmy Carter Boulevard. You'll improve heading into the heart of Gwinnett County and rolling up toward the Mall of Georgia. Nothing more than a tap of the brakes, 85 northbound, rolling into Swanee. Same story if you're rolling out of Sandy Springs toward Roswell on 400 northbound. Just tap of the brakes on that long CD ramp that takes you past the North Springs MARTA station. I-75's in fair shape as you leave Marietta toward Kennesaw. The struggle is real, though, on I-75 on the south side. Sydney Darden.
That's pretty much understating it, Mark. Leaving exit 21275 northbound, you're going to be on those brake lights as you stroll through McDonough, making your way towards the city. On the opposite side of that, a similar story. If you're merging on from Highway 155, you're really going to be feeling the pinch as you try to make your way to Locust Grove. This report is sponsored by PureTalk.com. It's time to ditch big wireless, guys. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
When the weather is at its worst, we are looking at waves of heavy rain.
We're at our best,
knocking down trees and causing damage and power outages.
Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature has in store.
We got a long way to go before we really dry out.
Check in often for updates on how it will affect you and your commute.
Number of spin-out crashes, several vehicles leaving the interstates early on.
With your severe weather station, 95.5 WSB.
When insurance companies play games, the strong arm wins. Hey, it's Smiling Mark McKay. Hurt in a wreck? The insurance companies will toy with you and try to pay you the least amount possible. John Foy knows how to beat them at their own game. Zero upfront cost. JohnFoy.com.
At Superior Pro, we use the highest quality materials and the best techniques in windows, siding, painting, doors, and more. Visit SuperiorPro.com.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-935-6077. 800-935-6077. 800-935-6077. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I was sitting on the couch in my living room during the recent Arctic blast, and I was freezing. Hey, it's Mark Aram here. Window draft, unacceptable. I started to freak out, and then I remembered, hey, Dr. Roof does windows and siding. They've been doing it for over 25 years, and I can buy now and pay later. Yes, I can get my windows fixed by the best in the biz at Dr. Roof, and I can buy now and pay later. If you have window issues, roofing issues, call or go online for an appointment right now. Dr. Roof, for all your roofing, siding, and window needs.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit ConsumerCellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or ConsumerCellular.com today. Real people pay to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
By the way, fun fact that most Americans don't seem to understand. Hate speech is covered by the First Amendment. You can't point to somebody and say, hey, let's go beat that person up, or point to a house and say, let's go burn that. You can't do that under the First Amendment. But if you just want to talk about, I don't like certain people and blah, blah, you want to be an ignorant jackass, you're allowed to be under the First Amendment. People don't seem to understand that. Now we have the actual audio that we were going to go to. So this is the Face the Nation. Is that Margaret Brennan?
Margaret Brennan.
And she basically...
She's talking to Marco Rubio here.
Marco Rubio, and she just kind of gets history not completely wrong. Hitler was elected, but this idea that reporters think the weaponization of free speech... Well, there's only one way to curtail that, and that's to get rid of free speech.
And this kind of comes on the heels of that J.D. Vance speech in Germany.
Oh, okay, because... All right. Well, either way, the idea of a reporter saying they weaponized free speech, that's how Hitler came to power. They weaponized free speech.
Well, he was standing in a country where free speech was weaponized to conduct a genocide. And he met with the head of a political party that has far-right views and some historic ties to extreme groups. The context of that was changing the tone of it. And you know that the censorship was specifically about the right.
No, I have to disagree with you. Free speech was not used to conduct a genocide. The genocide was conducted by an authoritarian Nazi regime that happened to also be genocidal because they hated Jews and they hated minorities and they hated those that they had a list of people they hated, but primarily the Jews. There was no free speech in Nazi Germany. There was none. There was also no opposition in Nazi Germany. They were a sole and only party that governed that country. So that's not an accurate reflection of history.
The problem with Nazi Germany wasn't all the free speech that was allowed. Now, he did get elected the first time, yes. And after the collapse of the United States in 1929, our economics and everything, we couldn't send them money anymore. We were, Hitler almost rose to power like in 1921, 22. Is that when that putsch, the beer hall putsch?
Sometime around there, yeah.
And then he got put in jail. And then we started pumping money over there. And then they had these great years. It was like 22 to 29 or something. They have these like crazy, that's where the cabaret years, as I call them.
The Weimar years.
Yeah.
But that all collapsed because the whole world was in a depression.
Right. And then we couldn't help them out anymore. And then Hitler took advantage of that. Everybody was broke and he took advantage of that. And that's what happened. But the idea that you weaponized free speech, that's a 2025 term. Nobody in 1932 was Hey, he's weaponizing free speech. Where did you get that language from? I've never heard that before. Well, I just came from a time machine in 2025, so I use terms like weaponizing free speech.
I think she realizes after hearing that cut again, in the middle of it, if you listen carefully.
Well, she kind of loses it. And it's obvious.
Yeah, I think she loses the thread a little bit in the middle.
Well, she didn't have a thread to lose.
She lost the needle and the spool. And...
If you're worried that free speech can be weaponized, there's only one single way you can deal with that. You have to completely get rid of free speech. And if that's what you want to do, then I don't want to have a beer with you. Smiling Mark says there are big crowds on the connector.
Challenging whether you're coming into the city from the south side or rolling in from the north. The downtown connector delays northbound begin at Langford Parkway, and it's a long, slow ride up to John Lewis Freedom Parkway. You'll get some relief passing the Varsity and North Avenue. No relief heading south into the city. 75 delays begin at Northside Drive. The jam on 85 and 400 at their merge point, and the connector southbound stay slow down to Cortlandt Street. Looking for improvement on 285, Chinway.
Well, that outer loop is seeing a lot better movement right now. 285 westbound, particularly New North Side Drive. That debris is gone, so you're not having too much of a rough time rolling from Sandy Springs to Smyrna. However, once you hit that inner loop, 285 southbound from I-75 down to Camp Creek, it's a long, slow go of it to get the exit too, so pack your patience. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Hi, I'm Dr. Taylor with Be the Younger You Atlanta. You've heard me talk about my patients losing up to 20 to 30 pounds in 1 month without side effects, injections, nausea, or muscle loss. That's because they're using anti-aging to lose weight. That's why they talk about how great they feel. Their energy levels soar, brain fog goes away, their joints don't hurt as much, and their hair and skin are better. It's not just about losing weight. I tell them, go buy these 3 things. Do I feel better? Am I happier about the way I look? And are my labs better? That's what counts. It's all about doing more, like when you were younger and living longer on your own terms. Hear it from the patients themselves. Go to BeTheYoungerYouATL.com. That's BeTheYoungerYouATL.com or call 770-415-3000 now for your free consultation. 770-415-3000. That's 770-415-3000.
Heavy rain can significantly impact your septic system by saturating the soil and causing backups in your home. I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic. We can help. My licensed, insured, experienced team responds 24/7 with upfront pricing and high-quality work.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump-out charge with your repair. Details online.
ScorpionSepticServices.com. Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now. 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin. Book now and save up to 40% off, plus kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. George Stein has been a personal and professional friend for decades. He literally wrote the the book on DUI defense in Georgia. I trust him, and you can too. GeorgeStein.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top story, a wild scene in Toronto where a Delta jet flips over after a crash landing.
CBS News special report. The FAA says 80 people were aboard Delta Connection Flight 4819 from Minneapolis when it landed, then flipped over at Toronto's Lester Pearson International Airport. Correspondent Chris Van Cleve.
It does look like the cabin of the airplane, the passenger area of the plane, remained intact fully when whatever went wrong, and it went wrong with enough force, it appears, to have ripped the wings and the tail off the airplane.
Medical officials say 15 people have been hurt, including 2 adults and a child in critical condition. Weather possibly a factor.
The Toronto Pearson Airport had gotten a significant amount of snow over the last week. In fact, over the weekend, they were working quite hard to clear. It had been about 7 inches of snow going into yesterday. So weather conditions there will be something that will certainly be looked at here.
All passengers and crew have been accounted for. 15 people hospitalized again. A child and 2 adults are in critical condition, but no fatalities. CBS News special report. I'm Peter King.
49 degrees in Atlanta. What day could be the warmest this week? And when does rain return? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. The National Weather Service today confirms at least 1 tornado touchdown in metro Atlanta during Sunday's storms.
We had one survey crew out near Butts County, and they determined that there was an EF1 tornado identified extending from Butts County into that southern portion of Newton County.
Meredith Wyatt with the National Weather Service says the tornado had maximum winds of 100 to 105 miles per hour. It hit in the Jackson Lake area. A man in the Grove Park neighborhood of Atlanta died when a tree fell on his home during the storms. He's identified as 61-year-old Edward Johnson. The death toll from the storms in Kentucky is now up to 11. Lawmakers, parents, and advocates are calling on Georgia's Attorney General to pull out of a legal challenge targeting a law that protects people with disabilities. Here's a report, all new at 5 o'clock.
Georgia is one of 17 states signed on to a lawsuit targeting the Biden administration's interpretation of Section 504 of the Americans with Disabilities Act, which the administration said should include people with gender dysphoria. But some, like parent Brad Rhodes, are concerned it could take away protections for students with learning disabilities.
This isn't just a policy change, it's a betrayal of our most vulnerable students.
The Attorney General's office says they support Georgia's current 504 plan, and they say the lawsuit won't impact it. The rule change is currently on hold. In Gwinnett County, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Big change at Atlanta City Hall today. The Inspector General is stepping down and says her watchdog office faces a real threat from other city leadership.
Shannon Manigault has been at odds with city leaders for months, and today she's decided to leave her position rather than continue to be the recipient of what she calls a relentless campaign of harassment.
City leadership has made it crystal clear. A real, effective Office of Inspector General is not welcome in Atlanta.
Her announcement comes on the same day the City Council votes on a task force recommendation to make several changes to how the OIG office functions. Manigault says these moves would negate the ability of the office to effectively root out corruption in city government. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A spokesperson for Mayor Dickens says ethical government has been one of the mayor's 4 pillars since day one, and says we look forward to working with a new Inspector General in the future. At the Georgia State Capitol today, hundreds gather for a President's Day protest, one of many across the country. The 50-51 movement is behind the rallies, which are being called No King's Day protests. The IRS is reportedly set to lay off thousands of employees as soon as this week. This would come at the busiest time of the year for the tax collecting agency. Multiple media outlets cite sources saying the IRS will be letting go of probationary workers as part of the Trump administration's efforts to reduce the federal government workforce. It is now 5:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, triple team traffic, and here is smiling Mark McKay.
New trouble on the perimeter is rolling between Tucker in Clarkstonville. We see another jam cam. Big rig that couldn't quite get fully off to the right, straddling that right lane of the Interloop 285 southbound at Lawrenceville Highway. That's exit 38, Highway 29. Delays back towards Spaghetti Junction. The ride to the northern suburbs is crowding in. I-85 leaving Chamblee Tucker Road out to Norcross and Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Second slow zone now developing on 316 eastbound as you leave I-85, rolling toward Lawrenceville. Lighter than normal on 400 between Buckhead, Sandy Springs, Roswell, and Alpharetta. Only brake lights you're encountering is near the North Springs MARTA station. How about the ride to Cobb and Cherokee, Sydney Darden?
It's a lot smoother than what we usually see for a Monday. Only a tap of the brakes leaving 285 through Cobb County. Once you get to that 575-75 split, you are a little slow as you head past exit 269 there near Barrett Parkway as you make your way up towards Cherokee County. Triple team traffic 95 from the Cool Rate Carrier Traffic Center. Triple team traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official heating of winter. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies and chilly this evening as temperatures fall to the upper 20s, low 30s through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, potentially the warmest day this week with a high of 55. Rain showers arrive early Wednesday morning with temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. A cold rain will continue to fall on Wednesday afternoon, highs in the mid 40s. Drying out Thursday, but very cold. Morning low 25, afternoon high 37. Friday, a hard freeze in the morning with lows in the teens to low 20s. Sunshine in the afternoon, but still chilly with highs in the mid 40s.
49 in Roswell, 46 in Dallas, and 49 in Fayetteville. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins, well, right now. As a matter of fact, apparently Bill Burr wants to, I don't know, get rid of? Is that one way of putting it? Of all the billionaires?
Unalive, he's Team Luigi.
Yeah. He seems to be. I don't know if he
Caitlin
meant
Collins
it.
is.
Did Caitlin Collins say that as well?
Caitlin Collins shared his legal defense fund on her Twitter, and then she deleted it because she was getting too much
The
blowback.
CNN lady?
Yeah.
Well, that's objective.
Source.
That's objective reporting.
That's her show, The Source, with
Yeah,
Caitlin Collins.
The Source.
So we have to assume that if she's sharing it, that she has donated to the Luigi, I killed a guy.
Yeah, I killed the billionaire guy.
Yeah.
She did come out and say, I only shared it because it's a newsworthy thing to be talking about. And
that's one way of... That's interesting.
She might find him attractive.
Excuse me, I'm not talking to you. That was their last interaction.
Are they not getting along?
They have not been for a while. Ever since that town hall that happened last year, they've not been
Well, he
getting
said she was nasty.
She is nasty.
But
yeah, what did Bill Burr say?
So Bill Burr, I kind of agree with a lot of the stuff that he's saying, which is we got a lot of money in this country, but it's in basically, if you take away the let's unalive all the billionaire part, he's basically saying the money is concentrated in too few hands. People are working too hard, and we have all the money going in the same people's hands. But then at the end, he just kind of goes a little too far, I think. I don't know, just a little too far.
The amount of people that are struggling out there because of these f***ing billionaires, and they got us all arguing liberal and conservative. We got to stop doing that. Like, I am so tired of hearing about people going to bed worried about what's going to happen next week. There is so much f***ing money in this country. And there's so much work being done, you know. And if you work a week at a job, you should be able to pay your rent. You shouldn't have to go out and get another job and still be struggling. It's bad for the country because then the kids don't see their parents and they're not getting the upbringing that they need. It's so these billionaires. They need to be put down. You know, like rabid dogs. They're like rabid with greed and just going out and just dividing everybody.
Now, if a militia person had said anything like that, it would be the biggest news in the world right now because, and we'd all have to look at ourselves in the mirror and see what we've done to contribute to such thoughts. But I like a little bit of the analysis leading up to it. You know, I do believe that the money is concentrated in too few hands, and that's not by happenstance. this has been maneuvered into this, but yeah, I'd pull short of the whole unaliving people because you don't like them or disagree with them.
Because you disagree how they're spending their money.
Well, it's not how they're spending their money. They are. This we've talked about this before. You'll own nothing and like it. The whole subscription-based models. Whereas, because the truth is that there's not a whole lot left to buy on the planet.
Well, Montana, there's a lot of space out there.
No,
Wyoming.
but I mean, I'm talking about just buying things. The wealthy have bought everything, so now they're going to get you to subscribe to it for the rest of your life, so that they can still get revenue out of you. But there's a lot of reasons behind what he's pointing to. But is he getting any kind of pushback, like basically calling for putting people down like rabid dogs? That's
just the usual that you would find on something like X.
Right.
Yeah.
There were some hyperbolic headlines about it, but overall, though, I haven't seen any major celebrity come out and say Bill Burr needs to cancel.
What he said, and I hadn't heard it until just now.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound as outlandish as what the headlines are.
Well, he's not yelling.
He's not
but
saying
he does,
kill them.
Well, he's saying they need to be put down like rabid dogs. What do you do to rabid dogs?
Send them off into the woods?
And he is a comedian, and he's talking he's just talking in general.
Right.
He's not saying and I have a plan, and I think we should all get together and let's meet at midnight.
Yeah, we all understand. But if it was a militiaman from Michigan that you haven't met and I haven't met and none of us know anything about, we would very easily demonize words like that because we don't know that person. We kind of know Bill Burr a little bit. So my point is,
I assume he doesn't have.
Right. But that guy from Michigan that we don't know, he's in a militia after all. So
let's get to know that guy.
Maybe we should.
Give a podcast.
Take him out.
Maybe we should. Maybe we should get to know that guy.
He's like, I was just joking.
We get into these kind of things where it's like, well, it's Bill Burr. It's okay if he says it. But if somebody else says it, then it's obviously very, very dangerous. And what have we done re-electing Trump? Basically is where you would be. So, I don't find his comedy all that great, so it doesn't bother me. I did like him in the Pop-Tart movie. I thought he was good in that.
Good in The Mandalorian as well.
He was in Mandalorian?
Yeah. Even I know that, and I've never seen The Mandalorian.
I've seen Mandalorian. Now I'm blanking on who he was.
He was Bill Burr. He played Bill Burr.
He played Bill Burr.
He's cracking jokes.
What's going on here on Tatooine, huh?
All right, let's do
Pick up
this.
your helmet.
It's time for studies, surveys, and polls on the Von Hessler Doctrine.
Which, some people think that studies, surveys, and polls should be put down like a rabid dog.
No story.
But not quite yet. We may take studies, surveys, and polls out into the woods one day and deliver the final
Give it
verdict.
the old Yeller treatment.
Give it the old Yeller treatment, but not quite yet.
No, study surveys and polls is going to a farm.
Yeah. Studies, surveys, and
Yeah,
polls
we took it to the farm.
is going greener grass for studies, surveys, and polls, but not yet. Not yet.
And since today is President's Day, this is
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's President's
Is
Day.
today the day that we celebrate the great
Except for the new one, the current one.
President Harrison?
Harrison?
My favorite. I believe he was the 67th president.
Double H.
Yeah, Harrison.
You celebrate all the presidents
Yeah, it's
today.
kind of stupid to celebrate all of them. They're not all worth celebrating.
Name one that's not worth celebrating.
You can
Name
find
one that's not worth celebrating.
They all had their positive moments.
Nixon?
Nixon was a good president except for Watergate.
Except for Watergate. You're right. Was he a good president?
Sure.
Got us pretty deep into that Vietnam.
We were already deep into it.
Well, he didn't help out by doubling down. Yeah, by bombing Cambodia. They didn't exactly help out.
Tried to end it.
How was he going to end it by bombing Cambodia? What was his plan?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, look at them. That could be you.
James Buchanan. He kept the Union together. No.
James Buchanan was the reason we got in the Civil War, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I got to celebrate him along with
I'd say most
George Washington.
Most of the presidents.
The greatest president, George Washington.
Why is he the greatest? Because he was the first?
Yeah, he's first. He invented it. He's the greatest because he's the first person in history to be offered to be a king, and he said no. That I know of, anyway.
Yeah, and the fact that communication was so hard during that time when the British had control of like the northernmost colonies, and then we had like pockets of the southern colonies. I mean, it's pretty remarkable what Washington did.
I think that, I think George Washington was the best because he's the last president I can think of who didn't want to be president. Everybody else is clamoring to be president. He didn't want it the first time, and then he wanted to leave, and they're like, nah, you got to do it at least one more time. And then he was like, well, 2, that's enough.
2. I think Lincoln's our best president.
Well, Lincoln was a very good president, but, that war went on for a long time. They lost a bunch of battles at the beginning that weren't, they probably shouldn't have.
He did suspend habeas corpus, but...
Oh, yeah, he did all kinds of unconstitutional things. Our favorite president.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a Garfield guy.
Hey, Garfield succumbed to an assassin's bullet, all right? So I don't think you ought to be
I like
Lincoln.
Taft.
That's because he was the jolliest president.
And the fattest.
Well, that was the joke. Right
Well, you
there.
can be
You're not-
jolly and not
No,
fat.
nobody can be skinny jolly. When have you ever heard anybody who's skinny referred to as jolly, ever?
jolly
Name
is-
one.
I don't know.
James Stewart? Anybody call
You're
him jolly?
jolly.
No.
You're a happy, jovial,
I'm
jolly.
stocky. I'm stocky
you're not
at the very
fat.
least. I'm stocky.
You are stocky?
I'm stocky. You don't
No, stocky is short.
I was
stubby.
People used to say that I was stocky when I was younger. They
Yeah,
used to say I was
when you were
stocky.
8?
I would go to that part of Sears, stocky.
Oh, you got the tough skins,
Yeah, I
the
got
rubber
the tough,
pants.
Absolutely, I got the white trash tough skins.
Oh, I wore those. The elastic
Yeah,
band.
that was like
They used to
54
say
years ago.
I was stocky. They used to say.
Yeah, they used to say.
What do you think I am? How would you describe
You're
mine?
lanky, if anything.
Okay, I'll take that.
Lanky.
Not anymore.
What does
No?
does lanky mean? Uncoordinated?
Lanky means tall, skinny, and awkward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think
you're
I
not
hit.
really lanky.
I hit all 3.
You're just long.
I'm long.
And he's about to get the friction on.
So,
So, fellas, yeah.
He doesn't know that.
No, because
Turn around.
I listen to real music. Smiling Mark is watching the South Side Slowdown.
Folks heading back from their President's Day long weekend likely stocking things up on I-75 northbound, leaving Locust Grove. 30 minutes of delay trying to get past McDonough into Stockbridge on the northbound side of 75. Heading home from Metro Atlanta, heading south through Morrow into Stockbridge. The I-75 southbound slowing is just past Hudson Bridge, exit 224. Delays minimal heading to Union City, Fairburn, Palmetto, and Noonan along the I-85 corridor. Not so through downtown. A little improvement on the northbound side of the connector now, though, with northbound slowing beginning at University Avenue, exit 244, taking up to John Lewis Freedom Parkway. With an eye on trouble on 285 in Tuckerich, Chinway.
Well, we got a tractor trailer. He tried to make it into the Gore, but he just couldn't. I-285 southbound, right at Lawrenceville Highway. That's exit 38. We got this tractor trailer. He is stalled, taking out a right lane on 285 and a left lane on the exit ramp to Lawrenceville Highway, causing you some delays through the northeast. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Topical. The federal government saying, oh, we don't know what they are, but they're not a threat. Local. When that biolab fire started in Rockdale County, crazy situation.
Getting you through your morning.
Cigarette smokers are addicted.
Mark Arrow.
I'm not condoning it.
Mark Arrow.
Tomorrow at 9.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort is an authorized De Beers Forevermark jeweler. Every Forevermark diamond is a piece of art, carefully and thoughtfully selected, worthy of the kind of special occasions that come along a few times in a lifetime. My friends at Tara Fine Jewelry will show you how to accurately compare diamonds with their famous personal service, so you'll know you're making a good decision. You'll see why I've been a Tara Fine Jewelry customer for over 25 years. De Beers Forevermark, the diamond, the promise, at Tara Fine Jewelry in Beaufort.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Properties come in all shapes and sizes, and so do foundation repairs. Mark Beckham here. It could be new construction, a big house, a small house, or your commercial property. Anyway, you need the leaders in foundation repair to handle it. Get your free estimate at AtlantaRamjack.com.
Remember that first paycheck when you started working all those years ago? You looked at the net amount and thought, whoa, what happened here? Ah, the joy of taxes. It could be this way with your retirement accounts. You know how much you've saved, but if you haven't planned for Uncle Sam, you could come up short in retirement. With tax laws constantly changing, there's a lot you need to know to make sure you're not paying more than your fair share. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the Lloyd Advisory Group can help you create a plan that shows you how taxes could affect you now and in the future. Set up your tax strategy session with Mark and the team at the Lloyd Advisory Group now. Call 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Make sure you know how these changes could affect you so you can avoid some of those whoa moments in retirement. Call 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services offered through Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Double down on big savings. For one day only, February 22nd, 2025, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Buy 2 new South windows and doors. Get 2 free. Plus 2 years of 0% interest financing. If paid in full within 24 months. Bring your window and door measurements to upgrade your home with more security, energy efficiency, and impact protection. Stop by our showroom on February 22nd, 2025 to get this deal. Offer is subject to terms and conditions. Visit newsouthwindow.com/222 for full details.
Hey, Belinda here with Dr. Ashraf from Atlanta Vision Institute to talk about a new procedure, permanent contact lenses. This is a game changer, isn't it, Dr. Ashraf?
It is for some people. This is an implantable Collamer lens. It's been around for a while, but this new technology is amazing. This is really good for people who in the past weren't candidates for LASIK. And remember, LASIK's been around for over 20 years. Technology is always advancing. So this lens is a quick procedure. We do it in the office. Vision recovers very quickly. You're back to work the next day. LASIK, it causes an inducement of dry eyes. This does not.
Ooh.
And unlike your contacts, there's no maintenance on this. There is nothing. You get up and go. It is permanent now. In the future, if you do need to remove it, we can remove it.
Oh, that's tremendous. Folks, is this something you're interested in to better your vision? Go to lensatlanta.com. That's LENS Atlanta.com.
I believe that you were going to give us a presidential poll because it's President's Day.
I figured that would be the right thing to do. And Gallup has a new poll with the best liked president among the living that are.
The best liked.
Yes.
Amongst the living.
Amongst the living presidents left. So you have Obama, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden. And Obama is first.
That doesn't surprise me.
Biden, though.
He's the coolest.
I'm the coolest one.
Yeah, he's the coolest president.
Can I get you a drink? Welcome aboard.
Yeah, he's kind of like the cruise director of America. He's kind of like, I always thought they should, after his presidency, he should just keep him around as like America's MC.
How's it going? Yeah, welcome to America. If you need any sort of, do you need help with your bags? We have over here, we got a nice, what do you call it, bellhop.
The fact you got the sibilance in there.
Yeah, every once in a while, I'm able to get it.
That makes sense to me. I don't know. It just seems like the one you want to have a beer with.
I mean, look at what's left. I mean, you got George W. Bush, who's
second.
He's second.
He's friends with Michelle.
Yes.
Hold on, he's second?
Yeah, 52%.
That's insane, given the fact that the Democrats hated him. He was a war criminal when he left office.
Nah, he's a nice guy.
And now everybody's getting along.
He's painted me. I stood there, let him paint me.
Did he do a little portrait of you?
He did.
And believe it or not, Clinton and Trump tied at 48%. And Biden bringing up the rear, 39%
Joe
favor.
Biden.
That's hardly fair. I mean, Joe Biden was the best fake president this country's ever had.
Joe Biden. Has anybody heard from him in the last... He's just sleeping on a couch somewhere.
Is he? He's done, right? He's back in Delaware hanging out.
Yeah, but what do you mean done?
Well, I mean, he's just not doing anything.
I don't think he's out on a book tour or anything. Maybe he'll write a book. Maybe he'll write his memoirs.
Build my library.
Yeah. And then go out and do one of these tours like Hillary Clinton does, where she sits on stage in a big overstuffed chair on the Fox Theater. People ask questions.
Did we get the check yet? All right, go ahead and ask questions.
Think about Biden now is you get to get all the ice cream you want now. All the ice cream, all the beach days that you want.
Right.
It's great.
Ice cream cone on the beach.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts.
There's your democracy.
You did so good, babe.
We got to end the war in Ukraine to Putin.
Yeah, you're right. You're doing
doing so good up there.
People are getting so mad because Trump's trying to end the war in Ukraine. It really is something to watch people scramble around.
Europe's freaking out. They had an emergency meeting yesterday.
If Europe wants to keep on fueling that war, let them.
Yeah.
Do it without our bases.
We've done our part.
Well, now the UK is the one that is really
They've
invested
always
in Ukraine
been,
from the very beginning.
They
so
have
much so.
always been rabid about it. It's insane.
I was reading earlier this morning that, now granted, it is for the peace negotiations, that they would offer their troops to Ukraine. And I'm like, what? There is something that the UK is trying to hide that's going on in Ukraine.
Oh, you think they got something to hide?
That's what I suspect. Again, I have no merit, no
you think,
grounds to base
Boris
off
Johnson had some nudie girly books he stashed away somewhere in Ukraine. He doesn't want people to find them.
They're afraid of Russia. I mean, they've always been. And England and Russia have been at each other's throats throughout the centuries.
Well, I mean, that maybe all I know is, you can't just keep on having a war when you can't win.
Yeah.
That's all I know. It's not right. You don't send your soldiers into battle knowing that, you're just going to, play for time and keep the whole damn thing going. You should only send soldiers into battle when they have an opportunity to win. Not just that particular battle, but the entire war. And, I still haven't seen it. Has anybody seen it? Where somebody says, this is how Ukraine wins the war? This is what we're going to do from this point forward, and this is how they're going to win the war? It's as if winning doesn't even matter to these people. We just have to keep having it. Ending wars is now scandalous. Smiling Mark says there's trouble on 285 in Tucker.
Got it on the jam cam. Police have joined the fray now. They've knocked out the right lane behind a big rig that could not get quite fully to the right shoulder. It's in the Gore area where I-285 meets Lawrenceville Highway. That's the inner loop, 285 southbound at exit 38. With that right lane knocked out, that's putting the pressure on the inner loop leaving Dorville, trying to head south to the Stone Mountain Freeway. West side perimeter is filling fast out of Cobb County. South Cobb Drive, exit 15. Outer loop delays down to I-20. Same story on the inner loop as you head north from Cascade Road up to the I-20 interchange. Any relief in downtown Atlanta yet, Sydney Dorton?
No, it's in fact we've gotten a little bit worse. A really slow ride through Midtown. You're on those brakes past the Grady curve until you get to I-20. Nothing much better on the opposite side. I-85 northbound, you're jammed up as soon as you merge on from Langford Parkway. Once you get to that I-20 merger, still going to be on those brake lights until you get to the top of the Grady curve. It does break apart, though, by the time you get to Midtown. From the Cool Rate Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter for Be The Younger You, ATL.com weight loss program. Ladies and gentlemen, look, I cannot be any plainer and simpler. I'm a walking, breathing example that this program works. Go to BeTheYoungerYou, right now or call 770-415-3000. This program works. You will lose the weight and keep it off. And I can't say anything more than that. Don't you want to look good? Don't you want to feel good? Don't you want to be healthier? I know you do, because I did, and I did it. I went to BeTheYoungerYou, and I scheduled an appointment. Or what you can do is call 770-415-3000, schedule a free consultation, and get involved in this program. Do it for yourself. Do it for your family. We're not getting any younger. It's better that you get healthy now than wait till it's too late. Go to BeTheYoungerYou, right now or call 770-415-3000. It works. I'm proof that it works.
Broken tent, magazines, old honey jars. Spring cleaning is a time to get organized. Kick your spring cleaning into gear and save when you choose Scana Energy as your natural gas provider. They have options for every family. Right now, you can even get up to $100 when you sign up. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/100 for details. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply.
So, a guy knocks on your door, shows you a shingle that fell off your roof, and then tells you that your roof needs replacing? Sound familiar? Did he also ask for the name of your insurance company? Hi, this is Candace from Exovations, and I want to tell you what you should do the next time someone like this knocks on your door. Smile nicely, say no thank you, close the door, and call Exovations. Why? Because too many times roofers like this end up getting your home insurance policy canceled. At Exovations, we'll first determine if you actually need a new roof. Then we'll discuss all of the roof system and shingle options. And we'll make sure that your roof is installed on time, on budget, and without all the stress caused by Mr. Knock on My Front Door roofing guy. Schedule a free consultation today at exovations.com. That's EXOVATIONS.com.
Hey, this is Rocco at Rocco's European Garage, and we invite you to come see us at our 6th location, now open off of Main Street, halfway between downtown Alpharetta and Milton. At Rocco's European Garage, we take pride in offering full service and repair on any European vehicle. You'll always get effective communication, upfront all-in pricing, and you approve the work prior to us beginning. Plus a 3-day appointment window to get you back on the road quicker, always at a better value than the dealership. Now open in Alpharetta or find a location near you at roccoseuropeangarage.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News, weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top story, crash landing in Toronto.
We just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down.
He was on the Delta regional jet that flipped over after landing on a flight from Minneapolis. All 80 people on board evacuated. There are at least 18 injuries. Local paramedic Lawrence Sandin says some injuries are serious.
We've had one child that was taken by land ambulance to one of our sick kids hospitals in downtown Toronto. We've had another patient airlifted to a trauma center we have in Toronto. And the rest of our injuries are mild to moderate, with most of them being able to walk on their own.
The regional jet operated by Endeavor Air crashed while landing in icy conditions. CBS News aviation safety expert Robert Sumwalt says weather could have been a factor.
A lot of snow there and on the airport, and I think that the airport could have been sliding and then somehow or another gone off the runway.
Canadian investigators with assistance from the National Transportation Safety Board will be looking for answers into why the plane flipped over. The impact took out the wings and tail section of the airplane. It is 49 degrees in Atlanta after warming up into the mid-50s tomorrow. What day could bring a hard freeze? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. It is now confirmed there was at least one tornado touchdown in metro Atlanta during Sunday storms.
National Weather Service crews surveyed an area near Jackson Lake to determine if the massive storm over much of Georgia included a tornado. Meredith Wyatt is a Weather Service meteorologist.
We had one survey crew out in near Butts County, and they determined that there was an EF1 tornado identified extending from Butts County into that southern portion of Newton County.
The EF1 tornado first touched down in woods west of Winding Way Road, located west of Highway 36 in Butts County, then crossing Jackson Lake before winding down. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Cadaver dogs returned to Lake Oconee today to help in the search for Westminster Schools coach and teacher Gary Jones. Putnam County Sheriff Howard Sills tells Channel 2 Action News it appears to be a drowning.
But there's no evidence of that boat being struck by another boat. There's no evidence of that boat crashing into something.
Jones and his fiancée, Joycelyn Wilson, were seen on a small fishing boat February 8th. The boat was empty when it was spotted circling a couple of miles north of Wallace Dam. Wilson's body was found, but still no sign of Jones after 10 days of searching. An ongoing feud between Atlanta Inspector General Shannon Manigault and Mayor Andre Dickens' administration comes to a head today, with her saying she is quitting.
Our job is to identify fraud, waste, abuse, and corruption, because transparency and accountability matter. That's what it is to have an Office of Inspector General.
She says she and her office have been the target of threats, bullying, intimidation, and harassment from those being investigated. A spokesperson for Mayor Dickens says ethical government has been one of the mayor's 4 pillars since day one. Barrow County schools are using today's holiday to install new safety measures following the deadly shooting at Appalachia High in September. The district is putting in open gate weapons detection systems at all 4 of its middle schools. Those systems were installed at the county's 3 high schools last month. New research reveals napping might be a good idea.
So how long do you typically nap?
If I was given the freedom to sleep as long as I want, it would probably be at least an hour and a half to 2 hours.
But that 2-hour nap may be too long. According to a new study from Talk Research, they say the ideal length of a nap is 51 minutes. Anything longer might make you feel groggy and even worse than before you shut your eyes. So do those naps make you more productive?
I do feel a little bit more productive.
Researchers agree. And when it comes to the best time of day to take a snooze, that would be at 1:42 in the afternoon. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
It's now 5:34, and this news is sponsored by Findlay Roofing. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And triple team traffic begins with Smile and Mark McKay.
Some of us are getting a break with the President's Day holiday, Bill, in terms of volume. Unfortunately, the south side is getting hammered, though, from Locust Grove, trying to work your way up toward McDonough on I-75, 75 northbound through Marietta. Now seeing the brake lights between the south north loop and approaching 575. You break free as you clear Kennesaw State heading toward Ackworth. 575, tap of the brakes, nothing more in those through lanes, leaving Bells Ferry Road up to Highway 92. 400 is in good shape out of Buckhead through Sandy Springs. Little slow zone developing, though, on 400 northbound in that construction zone north of Old Milton Parkway and Windward Parkway. The ride on I-85 to DeKalb and Gwinnett with Chinway.
I-85 northbound, you're slow from inside the perimeter, that's Chamblee Tucker, all the way up to Pleasant Hill Road. You get a little bit of reprieve until you hit Buford Drive, until you hit Lawrenceville Swanee Highway, where you're slowing and going again. And if you're on 316 eastbound, you're slowing from Sugarloaf Parkway, not breaking free until Buford Drive. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies and chilly this evening as temperatures fall to the upper 20s, low 30s through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, potentially the warmest day this week with a high of 55. Rain showers arrive early Wednesday morning with temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. A cold rain will continue to fall on Wednesday afternoon, highs in the mid 40s. Drying out Thursday, but very cold. Morning low 25, afternoon high 37. Friday, a hard freeze in the morning with lows in the teens to low 20s. Sunshine in the afternoon, but still chilly with highs in the mid 40s.
49 in Stockbridge, 48 in Alpharetta, 46 in Vinings. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. You can too. GeorgeStein.com.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. I've trusted America's Best Choice for window replacement for more than a decade. I've watched this company expand to include many different services, but all done with the same high standards they've had from the very first day we met. They've earned my certification for not only replacement windows, but for siding, decks, awnings, and fencing, all done with honest, upfront pricing. Plus, ABC's 3-way warranty includes my $10,000 Make It Right guarantee, meaning you'll never risk your spend with America's Best Choice.
Transform your home with America's Best Choice, where quality meets affordability. For a limited time, get the best quality windows starting at just $299. Plus, act now and save 10% on all new decks. Imagine the possibilities with our highly skilled professional crews. And that's not all. Enjoy great pricing on siding, roofing, fencing, motorized awnings, and more. Don't wait. Go to abcwin.com and schedule your free consultation. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Your roof has been working overtime lately. Heavy rain and severe storms have impacted our area again. So how did your roof hold up? Hey, it's Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show here. Water is your home's #1 enemy. Heavy rain and severe storms like we've had recently can expose roof leaks and lead to water damage. I recommend you schedule a free roof analysis with my roofer, Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. If your roof is leaking or damaged, it's possible that you don't even see any signs yet, but you could see water inside. Look around. Check your attic, ceiling, drywall, and chimney area. Do you see dripping water, wet spots, or water streaks? If yes, think of Findlay first. Findlay Roofing is locally owned and operated. They always follow the golden rule to treat you right, and I trust them in my home. You can trust them too. Get peace of mind with no obligation and no charge. Schedule your free roof analysis at FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
EVH, I know you say that you don't really want to be a politician, but did you consider maybe you could be the person that can change that status quo? I wish more people like you would run. People who would just be unapologetically honest. Anyway, that's all I got. You guys have a good day.
Well, I agree. I wish more people like me would run as well, but I'm not running. It's just too much. It's too much. Every single day of your life, you got to be like this mascot or something. You know, you never have days where you just kind of go crazy, get a little wild.
Then Pfizer pulls up with the money van.
And you're like, oh, yes, whatever you want. Yeah, the next thing you know, you're lying for some kind of person who gave you a bunch of money because you can't do it without money. I mean, even Bernie Sanders taking all kinds of pharmaceutical money. It will overwhelm you.
He would push back on that if you asked him.
No, wait a minute. No, I own 3 houses. I wrote a book.
Yeah, it's too much for me. There was a time in my life where I thought I would want to do that because I looked at it like show business. I looked like as an entertainment job. And you're like, okay, I could do that. But it's just too much all the time, constantly having to think about others. Do you know me? Do you really think I can walk around thinking about others all the time?
I think you could do a house
Very
term.
self-centered.
You could do 2 years, house term.
Yeah, what am I going to do in 2 years? If they know this is what you're doing, and I will not stand for re-election because I believe that we should, and then people will just ignore you for 2 years and just bulldoze you, steamroll you.
If you run for the House here in Georgia, just become buddies with MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then you're able to, learn how to build a social footprint.
I sometimes because we're in talk radio over the years. I've gone to like events with, people who are more political than me. I like the people that I meet, but I find them to be too much. It doesn't matter what side, right or left, like the activist, they're just too much. Like that, all they do is think about whatever their issue is 24 hours a day. And they get in your face and they're talking about it. And you're just thinking, lady, I wish I was anywhere else. But here, right now, talking to you about this, and you got to keep a smile on your face. And then on the right, they always want to tell you about their guns, which fine, Second Amendment. But I don't want to know about your guns. I don't care.
What about this one?
It's not of interest to me.
How many you got?
Anecdotal. 900.
Oh man,
I have 900.
Cool. That's quite a few, man.
Yeah.
I have a grenade.
And then on the left, it's the same thing, and it's just all they're talking about is climate all the time. Or you ever think about anything else, ever in your entire life? Do you ever think about anything else?
The world's going to end. That's why you have to think about it constantly.
Well, obviously they don't believe the world's going to end, or else they'd be acting like they believed the world was going to end, which means they would be running for the hills and screaming and hollering. So, no, I will never be a politician. There was a time where I thought about it, but no. Now I'm 60. Why would I do that to myself? Well, the last 10 or 15 or 20 years of your life? Oh, I'm going to go do this horrible thing. No, thank you. I'm just going to ride this radio dinosaur until it sets me down on the ground, and then I'm going to sit on my ass until I die. That's my plan. That's my plan.
Would you like a study?
I would like a study, sure.
All right, this study comes from the University College of London, and they have found that morning people are more likely to conquer challenges than night owls and those that wake up in the middle of the day as well, too, and it's for a simple reason.
Well, I think I know the reason. They're waking up early, so they've got time and they get stuff done.
Exactly.
Ben Franklin knew that.
Did Ben Franklin always wake up early?
Early to bed, early to rise.
He had like
Makes a man
80
healthy,
kids.
wealthy, and wise.
Yeah, he had like 80 kids, I heard.
That's true. Oh, he's the Elon Musk of his time.
He was, the Elon Musk of his time. So,
He also had like syphilis or something.
well, they all did back then.
They didn't have a cure.
All the founders.
Get off his back.
Come on, man. They had no.
I'm
So if you had
sorry. I'm
syphilis, you
sorry.
just died.
Eventually.
Well, yeah, it like takes your nose or something.
Well, I blame the women. They obviously were not clean.
I should not use this piece of lamb gut. It doesn't feel good.
But what's interesting, though, when you hear about these morning people, I've read a couple of books about like Winston Churchill, and Churchill was a big napper. He used to
Well,
take naps all
napping,
the
but
time.
that you can still be a morning person and take a nap.
He's also a drunk.
I heard that he kind of, and that kind of proves the point.
I heard
too.
he was
the
a
guy was very
warmonger.
effective as a
Jared.
drinker, and he liked to take naps.
He was a napper, a warmonger, a drinker. Great person all the way around.
Which, if I had it my way, I like the idea of taking.
If you had it your way.
naps throughout the day. I like that concept better instead of having like one long sleep.
Well, that's not the way to take naps. You see, that's the thing. That's not a nap. You're not napping if you're catching up on sleep. You're not napping because if you only got, like me last night, with like 4 hours of sleep. It's not napping if at 2 o'clock in the afternoon you sleep for 2 hours because you didn't sleep the night before. That's not napping.
So you would just
napping is you get a full, 7 to 8 hours sleep, and then you still take like a 30-minute, 20 to 40 minutes, I think, in the afternoon would be a nap. People don't know how to nap. That's one of the many problems we have with this
I didn't realize
country.
you were part of the nap police.
Well, I'm just telling you, catching up.
They come to me in my bed.
Those are the
Nap.
dream police. Thank you.
Oh, shoot.
Those are not the nap police.
But
They're
maybe
not
you dream when you nap.
They're not associated. No, when you nap, the nap police come.
Okay.
When you dream,
You can start that up. They can trademark that now, Autumn. The nap police.
people don't seem to understand that. They think they're napping. Catching up on sleep is not napping. The napping that actually helps you medically, it's also supposed to be good at keeping that first heart attack away, is when you actually get enough sleep and for 20 to 40 minutes you take a nap in the middle of the day.
Okay, so I shouldn't feel guilty then yesterday because I stayed out.
You should
till-
feel guilty about something. I don't know
Well,
exactly what.
I stayed out till about 3 a.m. Saturday night into Sunday morning. and
Piedmont
then-
Park again?
No, not Piedmont this
Oh,
time, but
all
just
right.
with buddies.
Out having your fun, as they-
with some friends having a good time.
Strangers.
After
By friends, you mean
after
strangers.
The,
Oh, I know. Right.
After the USA victory against Canada
New
was
friends.
well worth
Just
it.
a He friend calls you them haven't new met. friend. That's right.
But after after
He never met a zipper he didn't like.
No.
After waking up that morning, I woke up at my normal time.
Button flies are tough.
Yeah, especially when it's like dark and you don't want to be
You're
under
fumbling.
a street light
Yeah.
because then people can see you.
No, you have to try to keep it discreet.
That's right, absolutely.
I took a nap later on Sunday, and I felt
See, that
guilty
was not
about
a nap.
Okay, all right.
That was not a nap. You were catching up on sleep because you were up late at Piedmont Park servicing people for, listen, radio doesn't...
getting service.
Radio doesn't pay what it used to. We understand there is a side hustle necessary from time to time, but it's not napping when you just catch up on the sleep that you should have had if you've been paid properly. Smiling Mark says there's a travel advisory on 285 in South DeKalb.
Certainly is. We're watching on the Jam Cam. No first responders yet. 2 left lanes are knocked out. It's the outer loop, 285 eastbound, right at Moreland Avenue, just past Moreland Avenue inside the DeKalb-Fulton County line. With those 2 lanes knocked out at exit 53, you can take Jonesboro Road. If you're hearing me out of Clayton County, just take I-75 northbound past the airport. You will encounter delays, though, on the downtown connector as you roll north from 166 Langford Parkway, trying to get past I-20. South side, southbound delays heading through the city are also intense, leaving 75, 85, passing 17th Street and Georgia Tech. Watching those south side delays on the Clayton County and Henry County, it's Sidney Darden.
Yeah, and it's a really, really long stretch, about 10 miles worth of just brake lights. You're really going to start feeling that pinch. 75 northbound, leaving exit 212 near Bill Gardner Parkway, all the way through McDonough until you get to Jodico Road there at exit 221. And on the opposite side of that, 75 southbound, you are slow leaving Jonesboro Road as you make your way down through the south side. This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Save on seafood staples at Whole Foods Market by getting 25% off select raw shrimp with Prime through February 18th. This is while supplies last. Shop in-store, online, terms apply. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
When the weather is at its worst,
Strong winds, heavy rain, and tornado warnings as severe weather rolled through the metro.
we're at our best.
Extremely large tree that came down, and because of the large weight and size of the tree, it made it an extended operation.
Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature has in store.
Georgia Power and the EMC is reporting 261,000 people in the dark.
With your severe weather station, 95.5 WSB.
Do you think you need to renovate your kitchen, but you're worried about the costs? Well, Frugal Kitchens can help you get $1 million looking kitchen for a fraction of the cost and 18 months, no interest financing available. The best part, they can get you back up and cooking in 5 days from the start of construction. Life happens in your kitchen. That's where you build so many memories. If you're like Christy and me, that's why we use Frugal Kitchens, and you can too. FrugalKitchens.com is the website. Go check them out. Don't forget 18 months, no interest financing available. FrugalKitchens.com.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and receive the strongest cash offer in the industry. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. One of our clients, Jerry, said, we needed to move quickly, and we were worried that the process would be lengthy and that we would spend a lot of money on repairs. I can't thank Mark Spain Real Estate enough. Find out what your guaranteed offer will be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Georgia, we don't need to tell you that your cost of living has gotten too high. Lawsuit abuse creates a hidden tax on your car insurance, healthcare, groceries, really on everything you need, and it's driving up prices. It's costing Georgia families over $5,000 every year. But there's a solution to stop lawsuit abuse and lower costs for hardworking Georgians. It's tort reform. Listen to Governor Kemp.
Our businesses and hardworking Georgians need relief. The increased cost of doing business is simply passed on to the consumer. Georgia needs tort reform, and they need it now.
Call your legislator and tell them to join Governor Kemp in stopping lawsuit abuse, eliminating this hidden tax, and passing tort reform now. Brought to you by Protecting American Consumers Together.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or consumercellular.com today. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
What are we on now? Study, survey, poll, what?
So we did a poll. We did a study. I've got a survey about pets, but I wanted to bring this poll up here because...
Oh, you're trying to sneak a second poll in.
Is that okay? Is there room? Can you handle a second poll?
Hey, listen, I've been around a while. I can handle it.
Okay.
Give it to me.
This is from Echelon Insights, and they have found that Kamala Harris has got a 26-point lead in a hypothetical 2028 DNC predictor. So she's up by 26 points over Buttigieg. Buttigieg is up over Newsom, and then Tim Walz is... And,
well, it sounds like the Democrats are getting their act together.
Yeah.
They're going to come storming back into power.
Yeah, but Kamala, we might have her back, though.
Oh, yeah.
I would love that so much.
So
buy my cookbook.
Democrats are basically... If you gave the American people a redo, is what they're thinking.
Yeah.
They would be, we were so wrong.
Overwhelmingly, they'd pick Kamala.
Mulligan.
A mulligan, if you will.
That's a term. That's a term from golf.
Yeah, it is. Tim Andrews.
It's a funny game because you don't you want to have less.
Yeah, you want to have the least amount of points.
Oh no, she's starting to cry.
No, you're not crying, are you? That'll happen with the alcohol.
Yeah. Okay.
You start happy and it turns.
Okay, that's why I thought she was turning there for a second.
Yeah, you're okay. You sound like a little bit like there's a little bit of.
No, totally fine.
Okay. Tim Andrews said he saw her over the weekend. You said that she looked trashed.
She was on Broadway and backstage at, I guess, a theater, and she's just babbling and she looks drunk. Sounds
a little
drunk.
white wine
Yeah.
before the show, and then a little bit more during, and then I carry a little Penjamina with me, and I have a great time.
Oh, yeah, you got a little. Did you enjoy the show? What was the show that Kamala went to? What did she enjoy? Was it?
Well, she went to see Gypsy, and she also saw A Wonderful World.
I thought.
Oh my God, Gypsy!
I thought you can't say Gypsy anymore.
No, you just can't say Gypt.
Oh, but you can say Gypsy.
Because they make wicker furniture, and then you buy it, and then they leave town, and then the
Yes,
wicker
that's-
furniture falls apart.
That's the whole
That was an
stereotype.
episode of Gunsmoke.
Well, you're a hoot.
Oh, I love that show.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Remember Nick at Night? That was a fun time.
It
Why
was
can't
a fun
we
time.
have things like that anymore?
They do. Don't they have Nick at Night
I
still?
don't think so.
Not with the same programming that Kamala's talking about.
Well, no.
No,
Maybe
you
Full
know
House
what?
now.
Yeah, we're all getting older, aren't we?
Yeah.
But this
I
is
just
good.
get better looking.
I know, but the laughter, I just sense a little bit of sadness inside of there.
It does seem like this. It could change, Eric.
As time goes by.
Yes.
Imagine being unburdened by whatever that was.
Huh? What are you talking?
Huh? What now?
This guy hasn't been sleeping either. He hasn't been sleeping either.
I don't know what Trump was trying to say
Imagine
there.
being unburdened by what has been.
Oh yeah, what was that whole thing that she used to say all the time?
Is being unburdened
No,
by
it's
something rather.
by the future unburdened by what has been, or something like that. Yeah.
that.
Are you? Is your future unburdened by what has been?
Oh, everything's coming up roses.
It's see, it's a little hint of sadness. It seems,
Remember?
That's
a good one.
It seems to go into a little.
But this is good though, Kamala. You should be happy.
Ethel
Again,
Merman.
I
Where
just
is
found.
she? Is she dead? Hold on, let me Google her.
I just found another poll.
Google's amazing.
Kamala, this is another poll here. JL Partners says that you're up 30%
Hey.
to Buttigieg's 8%. Newsom's at 8%.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
I'll take her on. Easy.
It's about name recognition. Surely the Democrats aren't going to make it that easy in 28. Smiley Mark says there's 285 trouble near the airport.
Just east of Hartsfield-Jackson on the Jam Cam as you approach I-675. Delays beginning now at Jonesboro Road. Fire Rescue, they've arrived on the scene, and now we have 2 left lanes lost on the outer loop. That's 285 eastbound at exit 53, Moreland Avenue. You can continue up I-75 past the airport to avoid the perimeter, but you will have pretty hefty delays heading into the heart of the city. Still have DeKalb Police and now Hero units on the scene in Tucker dealing with this big rig that's broken down. They've got the right lane knocked out on the inner loop 285 south at Lawrenceville Highway. Delays back in the Doraville toward Buford Highway. How are we doing on I-20 this Monday afternoon, Chinway?
Well, on the West Expressway, your delays beginning at the perimeter. I-285, you're slowing and going all the way to Lee Road. And over on the East Expressway, again, you're slowing from the perimeter all the way to Lithonia Industrial Boulevard, really seeing the worst of it near Panola Road, exit 71. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing better weight management treatment options. Making sure that those who need GLP-1s have access to them is the first step.
1 mile complete.
And we help them take the right steps after that, giving them the personalized support they need to keep going.
1 more mile complete.
When it comes to healthcare, a better experience means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aaron back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Double down on big savings for one day only. February 22nd, 2025, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Buy 2 new South windows and doors. Get 2 free. Plus 2 years of 0% interest financing. If paid in full within 24 months. Bring your window and door measurements to upgrade your home with more security, energy efficiency, and impact protection. Stop by our showroom on February 22nd, 2025 to get this deal. Offer is subject to terms and conditions. Visit newsouthwindow.com/222 for full details.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top story, a dramatic scene in Toronto as a Delta Airlines regional jet flips over after landing.
It appears, just based on what I can see from the picture here, that the wings were basically ripped off the aircraft, which is what allowed it to flip upside down.
Former NTSB Vice Chair Bruce Landsberg says Flight 4819, operated by Endeavor Air, was coming in from Minneapolis. 76 passengers and 4 crew members were on board. A child is among the 18 people injured. There are no fatalities so far reported. CBS News aviation safety expert Robert Sumwalt says it will be a joint investigation led by Canada.
Transportation Safety Board of Canada does an excellent job, and the NTSB will be invited in as an accredited representative, since it is a U.S. registered airplane and U.S. operated airplane.
His initial assessment points to weather conditions were icy at the time of landing. 47 degrees in Atlanta after a freezing start tomorrow. How much of a warm-up, and what about rain chances this week? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. The National Weather Service confirms today at least one tornado touchdown in metro Atlanta during Sunday's storms. It hit in the Lake Jackson area in Butts and Newton counties. National Weather Service meteorologist Meredith Wyatt says it was an EF1.
Maximum sustained winds are currently estimated at 100 to 105 miles per hour.
A man in the Grove Park neighborhood of Atlanta died when a tree fell on his home during the storms. He's identified as 61-year-old Edward Johnson. Lawmakers, parents, and advocates are calling on Georgia's Attorney General to pull out of a lawsuit they fear could remove protections for disabled students.
The lawsuit from 17 states takes issue with the Biden administration's adding gender dysphoria as a disability under Section 504 of the Americans with Disabilities Act. But the wording of the lawsuit has parents like Brad Rhodes concerned that the outcome could undo protections for some students.
They're attacking a lifeline for kids who need wheelchair access in schools, kids who take life-saving insulin.
In a statement, the Attorney General's office says they support the state's current 504 disability plan, and the lawsuit would not change it. The rule change is currently on hold. In Gwinnett County, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Blistering remarks from Atlanta's top accountability officer on her way out the door. She announces her resignation today, citing a campaign of harassment.
An ongoing feud between Shannon Manigault and Mayor Andre Dickens' administration culminates with her decision to step away from her role as Inspector General, and she's placing blame squarely on other city officials.
Threats, bullying, intimidation, and harassment at the hands of people who have been the subjects of our investigations.
The City Council is expected to approve a series of reforms to the office that Manigault says would include a severe reduction in her ability to investigate wrongdoing in city government, rendering the office unable to function in a meaningful way. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A spokesperson for Mayor Dickens says ethical government has been one of the mayor's 4 pillars since day one, and says we look forward to working with a new inspector general in the future. Cadaver dogs returned to Lake Oconee today to help in the search for Westminster Schools coach and teacher Gary Jones. He and his fiancee Joycelyn Wilson were seen on a small fishing boat February 8th. Wilson's body was found, but still no sign of Jones after now 10 days of searching. Hundreds of CDC disease detectors are fired in the latest DOGE downsizing move. In emails received over the weekend, they cited poor performance, even though most of the CDC researchers who were let go had an excellent performance record. DOGE had told the Atlanta-based CDC it planned to eliminate 10% of its staff, and more terminations are coming. At the Georgia State Capitol today, hundreds gather for a President's Day protest. It's one of many across the country today. The 50-51 movement is behind the rallies, which are being called No King's Day protests. It is now 6:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, triple team traffic, and here's Smiling Mark McKay.
Travel advisory on 285, Bill, east of Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Injury crash. A couple of left lanes are knocked out. Cab Fire Rescue on the scene. We see at 285 eastbound of the Jam Cam past Moreland Avenue, exit 53, delays back toward Jonesboro. You can exit there and head north, or you can take I-75 north, but delays into the city are still pretty prominent on the connector northbound. We'll start to see easing between Dunwoody, Doraville, Tucker, and Clarkston on the inner loop. Tractor trailer that wouldn't get out of a right lane has been moved into the Gore area now on 285 southbound at Lawrenceville Highway, exit 38. Lighter than normal heading to the northern suburbs. 75 still a bit crowded, though, as you leave Marietta, easing up into Kennesaw. No problem on 400 out of Buckhead. What about I-85 to Norcross and Duluth, Sydney Darden?
Well, your normal delays are still there as you leave Spaghetti Junction. I-85 northbound really jammed up near exit 99 to Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Pretty stop and go past Indian Trail. It does clear up a little bit around exit 102 to Beaver-Roon, but it does pick up again on Highway 316. Once you reach that 316, 85 split, you're really going to start feeling the pinch around Sugarloaf Parkway. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official heating of winter. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies and chilly this evening as temperatures fall to the upper 20s, low 30s through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, potentially the warmest day this week with a high of 55. Rain showers arrive early Wednesday morning with temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. A cold rain will continue to fall on Wednesday afternoon, highs in the mid 40s. Drying out Thursday, but very cold. Morning low 25, afternoon high 37. Friday, a hard freeze in the morning with lows in the teens to low 20s. Sunshine in the afternoon, but still chilly with highs in the mid 40s.
46 in Chamblee, 47 in East Point, 46 in Cumming. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 4. Is it here already? Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now.
That honey bun and Red Bull must be helping.
I'll tell you what, on a show where I feel like the host has just been terrible, it's gone by very quickly. So that's usually, to me, a bad show goes by very slowly. So it's gone by quickly. Jared Yamamoto is a bachelor starting tonight. He doesn't know what to do with himself.
I'm like, do I make pizza or do I make some chicken tenders?
Is this before or after you get the Goon Cave ready to go?
Got to clean that up.
After you clean it.
Let's do this.
He's a misanthrope. He has a dark heart. And he needs a good psychiatrist. It's Greg Russ with stories from Studio B1.
Monday edition. Now, Jared's wife's out of town, so he can go back to all those old websites and rediscover some of his old dates, his old girlfriends.
Blow the dust off those.
That's right. I wonder how she's doing these days. Hey, Greg.
Is it the first time that Jared's been alone since they've been married?
A week?
No. She's gone on like trips on the weekend, but this is the first work conference where she's been gone during weeknights, and we have a thing. We like to have dinner together every night.
Aww.
And so whether it's me,
It'll just be you and the internet babes this week.
Me and the cat.
Yes, and the cat. Don't forget.
That is a nice thing. When I'm ignoring Christina, I go downstairs, I hide in the bedroom, because the bedroom's below the living room in this apartment.
Ignore.
And when the dinner comes, I come up, I eat. I eat very quickly. Not because I don't want to be around her.
No, I
It's
think
just
it's
my mood.
it's
It has
sounding
nothing to do
like
with her.
The mood is saying you don't want to be around anybody. She just happens to fall into the set of anybody. There's nothing
But we always
personal.
have dinner. We always have dinner together.
Yeah?
I'll
It's
come
worth it.
upstairs. I emerge.
Yeah.
I'm like, food's here. Okay, I'll eat.
So do you go through these? Do you go through these phases? How long do they usually last? How long do the I'm gonna just sit in my bedroom, leave me alone phases? Is it usually 2 or 3 days, a week, a day?
No, I just think it's an ongoing thing. I just like having alone time, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that
No,
necessarily.
I don't think so either. I spend a lot of my time, down in my little office.
Your lair.
My lair. Except my lair turns into like a TV room for everybody. So it's kind of, there's a certain amount of socializing built in to that particular room. That's why I'm about to take over another room and call that my actual office.
Are you going back upstairs?
I'm going to have both. Why not? The kids are out of the house. I need to be using this whole home.
The
So-
original office. The
Yeah.
office where I saw the busted door frame because
No, it's actually across the hall from that
Okay.
office.
What happened to the door frame?
I busted it one day. I was angry
You
about
get locked
something.
in, or
I can't remember what it was. I don't know. It was probably a football team lost, or I have no idea. Or somebody
it was
just
the
said
whole it was splintered. The door frame was off. And
Yeah.
I know how these new construction. The house is how old at this point? Built in
Same
the
thing
90s,
though.
but-
It's one of
yeah.
those prefab places.
Yeah,
it
hollow
wasn't
doors.
Yeah, it wasn't difficult to do. But that was the old Eric Von Hessler. Eric Von Hessler of 2025 does not do that anymore. I've actually become a better person, I like to think. But I used to get mad and punch a hole in the wall and things like that. Hey, I didn't punch people. I didn't smack my kids around, but the walls in my office, whew.
Snack tables
Again,
were never
but
safe.
Yeah, snack tables were
You
not
could-
safe, but I would never take it out on humans, but I would take it out on inanimate objects.
I still think it sounds more violent, at least looking at the damage, because
Yeah.
like we already established with the door, those walls are nothing either. You bump into them and they
Yeah.
cave in. So there's a little tap. You were just getting out a bit of aggression that then ended up looking like a bunch of aggression.
Yeah, it looked
Right.
like I was, trying to keep the cops at bay or something, and they broke in at some point. There's splinters everywhere. I cannot remember exactly what my anger was over that. But the most important thing to say is that's the old Eric Von Hessler. The new Eric Von Hessler doesn't do that sort of thing. The new Eric Von Hessler says, you know what? It's okay to be disappointed. It's fine. Well, you expected you were going to live your life and you wouldn't get disappointed? I only get angry about things that are worth getting angry about now, except when I'm alone in my car because I couldn't find out how to get to this particular place at Lake Lanier a couple Fridays ago. And I was alone in my car, and it was weird, Greg. I don't know if other people do this, but I started really, really, really yelling at the GPS, but in a very emotional way, like almost like, oh, well, yes, of course you're going to bring me right back here because that's the exact place we were before. Why wouldn't you bring me right back here? I'm alone in my car talking like this.
Make a U-turn. Make a U-turn.
I yell at Siri all the time. And I think it gets recorded, I'm sure. It's
they
put
know.
away.
Do you swear
filed.
at her like I do? I call her names.
Oh, yeah, because she's not helpful at
No.
all. I ask for very specific, easy things. What's the temperature today? And then she gives me the temperature for Wednesday.
And that's enough
That's not
for
what I
you.
ask.
I can't do that while
Call
your
her
car is moving. Well, what use are you?
I mean,
does
yeah,
that?
by speaking to it while your car is moving, it should be able to do it because you're being safe and smart, not using your hands,
Yeah.
hands-free.
Right. Well, I mean, my Siri will talk to me while I'm driving.
Mine
See,
lectures
the
me.
problem with Lake Lanier is if you go to any other lake and you need to find something along the shore, it's going to be maybe a roundish shape. You're like, I'll just drive along the shore until I find it. That thing. that
No,
thing
it's all
sure goes
broken
in
up
and
into-
out and over there, and 3 miles down, it juts back out again.
And then there's
it's not
like,
well mapped.
here's a part where you're not allowed to go. Yeah, but the restaurant that I'm going to is on the other side of that. How am I not supposed to get to that?
You have to tell the guard shack.
Well,
where you were going to Lanier Islands.
I realized after I turned around 3 times, yelled at the GPS, and then I realized, oh, there's somebody in the guard shack. Then I just went up there and asked him, and I got in. But I didn't notice that there was anybody in the guard shack.
I wouldn't want to talk to the person in the guard shack anyway.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah, they're helpful.
I'm sure he was fine.
He
It
was
has
a
nothing
nice
to do with
guy.
the person in there.
you're going?
It's like when I go to a Home Depot and I need to find something, and someone says, "Do you need help?" And yes, I do need help, but I say no.
Well, this is not. that's
Open
just
the
not-
app. The app will tell you exactly where it is.
And
Well,
the
it
app
tells
tells
you
them.
the aisle that things are in.
Right.
supposedly.
And the pod.
It also tells Home Depot you're in their store and they can jack up prices on you now because you're there and you're more likely to pay a higher price. We just found out that's what's going
They
on
haven't
with these
implemented
apps.
it yet.
Here's another thing.
that's
Can I tell you
happening on the
something? Let me just say this about parking. Yesterday, my wife and I went on a Valentine's date and parked in a parking garage. I don't want to download your stupid app
No kidding.
to be able to park. Now, luckily, this place had 2 places that you could actually go
Why don't you
pay.
just scan the QR code? You don't have to
Yeah,
download
but
the app.
why?
I don't want it because the app is
That's
just
way better than having to have like change or money or feed that thing. Just do it on your phone.
Yeah, but the
And then,
guy
like,
you're
when
giving
it
the money
needs-
to isn't tracking you.
Yes, exactly. You want these
Ever
apps
track me, whatever.
They all just want to track us.
Who cares?
I don't have room on my phone for another app. That's what I've decided.
It's full.
My phone is full. What am I? Every store I go to, I'm going to have that store's app now. That's the
Every store, every publication, any service. I still use web-based, like browser-based news sites, but they make them impossible. Like they are not made for the phone. They want you to get the app, so it's not reloading and crashing and ads flashing in your face.
Use Brave.
What's that?
That is a browser that I use on my phone, and you load a lot of websites, especially news, and it's just ads, and movies start playing and stuff. It's like 2001 internet. I use Brave, and none of that happens anymore.
What's that cost?
Nothing. It's free. It's a browser.
Oh, okay.
Is it the one with the lion face?
Yes.
Is it like DuckDuckGo?
No.
Just click the microphone. Type in Tim Andrews.
Yeah, just click on the microphone. Type in Tim Andrews, and you'll get 20% off of nothing.
Which is nothing.
That sums up all his endorsements, right?
Oh,
Oh,
was
no,
that a
I-
shot at you? Was that a shot at you? Was
I
he
don't-
just
I
taking
think
a shot at
It
you?
wasn't a
it
shot
went
at
over
Tim.
me.
No, it wasn't a shot at Tim. It was supposed to.
Is it a shot at the station? Me? Who are you
Hey,
shooting at?
I have 2 now.
Okay, good. I didn't know you had two.
That's cool.
I was,
That's
I
really
was,
cool.
Yeah, thanks.
I was
Autumn.
operating under
Yeah,
the
you're
assumption
welcome.
that Tim
I'm
still had
proud.
none.
Did Autumn give you one?
No, they took it from me.
No, I got a big goose egg.
I think I have 1 or 2. It's not like I'm running around with 7 or 8. It's Yamamoto's getting them all.
I just have 1.
One too many. Smiling Mark says there's an active travel advisory on 285 in South DeKalb.
Yes, sir. Fire rescue on the scene still, and 2 left lanes knocked out. Eric on 285 eastbound, exit 53 Moreland Avenue. Those delays stretching back before Jonesboro Road. You can avoid the east side perimeter leaving Hartsfield, but if you head north on I-75, still got those downtown connector delays leaving University Avenue trying to get up to I-20. 285 is really starting to improve on the north side perimeter. Finally, we got that tractor trailer out of a travel lane onto the Gore area for sure now, out of that right lane at 285 south at Lawrenceville Highway exit 38. So easing up between Doraville and Tucker. West side perimeter is still a bit of a challenge as you leave South Cobb Drive exit 15 trying to get to I-20. Chinway with an eye on the south side.
Finally seeing some relief for those south side travelers. We got some slow spots, 75 southbound at Hudson Bridge, and then again before Bill Gardner, but again, not too shabby. Now, if you're heading towards the city for the holiday, I-75 northbound, you are slowing and going from Bill Gardner Parkway all the way up to Jodico Road. That's exit 222. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
If it's happening on the streets of Atlanta,
U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Georgia announces his resignation.
if it's happening on the roads leading to Atlanta,
Some brake lights out of Cobb County, I-20 eastbound.
we've got it covered.
The U.S. Surgeon General is warning about a link between alcohol and cancer.
Your 24/7 news source.
Covering the stories that impact you.
Tune in throughout the day to stay up to date.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
It starts as a nuisance and you just put up with it, but then that awful joint pain impacts everything in your life. Walking, climbing stairs, even getting in and out of the car hurts. Hey, it's Mark Aaron. Talking about that always there joint pain in your knee, hip, shoulder, and back. But there's good news. QC Kinetics. Groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. Long-term relief now possible. At QC Kinetics, their regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetic patients would tell you, don't wait, make the call today. Talk to the local medical pros. These new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments, can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. Look, joint pain does not get better with time, so before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026.
Thanks for calling Reliable Heating and Air. This is Steve. How can I help you?
Hi, I know it's late, but my furnace just died on us.
Don't worry at all. We have over 300 technicians throughout Metro Atlanta and Macon, so we can get to furnaces fast.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, yeah, and it looks like you have a reliable protection plan.
Yeah.
Perfect. This service call is no charge, and so's the repair.
Thank you so much.
Get fast and fair price furnace repair. Go to reliableair.com.
Reliable air is always just right.
Please don't drink and drive, but if you're stopped by the police, will you know your legal rights? George Stein has developed a driver's rights card that you can print for free from georgestein.com. Know your rights before you're stopped. Print yours at georgestein.com.
O'Reilly VeriScan is a free check engine light testing program that pulls from over 600 million vehicle scans confirmed by ASE certified technicians to provide a simple report and possible fixes available exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How come all kids go to preschool now? I didn't.
Well, they got that.
I went to kindergarten. That was the first.
What do they call that? The Head Start. That's where that
Well,
came from.
but there's also just all preschool. I think it's just a way for society to go, yeah, everybody get to work.
That might be
Mom,
it.
Dad, everybody get to work.
Well,
Two jobs.
I think you're onto it. I think both parents are working now.
Yeah.
And now you have to send
So
your
it's
kids
just
to
become a
preschool.
big warehouse.
Yeah.
A babysitting warehouse.
Factory.
A warehouse babysitting factory.
Yeah.
They learn all sorts of things. Like if I go into my son's room before him, he goes, "I go first." I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow, is that
all right?
Is this something they taught him?
I don't know.
You are not to step over the threshold before your child.
He's the line leader.
Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead.
I go first.
Is he always the line leader? That used to be something that got switched up, so everyone.
Well,
could
in
lead
his
the
house
line.
he is.
Yeah, sometimes you're the caboose.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of these things. Line leader.
We didn't
any
do
of that.
those things.
Oh, it's got to be the last name, right?
No, they had the lead.
They
in,
switch
in
it.
elementary school. There was always a line that somebody had to lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
But it's because of alphabetical order, right? With the Andrews last name, right?
Well, I don't know that they're that strict, and I think that because there's so little, 3, 4, that they probably switch it up.
Okay.
They don't want one.
And he
dumb
gets to be the line leader.
alpha kid.
Yeah, but I'm the leader.
In the house, he's the line. I go first. Okay. Or I had it first. That's a new thing.
I had it first.
Yeah.
Well, you just have to ask him. Well, what does that mean? So I like to do what kids say. I had it first. Yeah. Well, what exactly do you mean by that?
Start getting them like existential.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had it first. Yeah. What does that mean? Does it mean you get to
Who do you
have
think
it first?
had that before you?
Yeah. No one had it before you. Is no one to ever have it again besides you?
What about before you were born?
Who had
Where
it?
were you?
Yeah. Where were you before you were born? Can you tell me that?
I'm going to implement that.
Yeah.
Who had it before you?
Yeah, it's always good to make kids just give you that quizzical look, like.
Well, Father, that's irrelevant because it's mine now.
Yeah.
And if that person before you had it, I forget what I was going to say.
Wow, you brought your A game.
There's going to be something. If there's a God, then who created God?
Yes,
so
exactly.
Who had it before you, and who had it before them?
I came out of mommy's belly button.
Yeah, I know we know that, but where were you before you got to mommy's belly button?
When mommy's belly button was in the sky.
Yeah, see what I'm saying is
Now, don't introduce that anxiety because you get them thinking about those things. Their concepts are too big to grasp.
Is that
and he
what
comes up
happened to
with
you?
Weird coping mechanisms to offset all that anxiety.
How come you shaved?
Oh, you noticed?
I did notice.
Yeah, it's just a feeling. It gets to
Yeah.
a point where I'm sick of the beard, and it says, "Gotta go."
You feel like it's like holding like germs and stuff next to your face.
It does. It feels dirty.
Do you ever
Even you
have-
could scrub it as much as you want. It just feels filthy.
Do you ever have to rock the beard oil there, Greg? Does it ever get long enough for that?
No, I will never. No. Do it.
It's not
I
trendy
know,
anymore.
I know
You
it's
can
a
do it.
thing. What does the beard oil even do? It just keeps it
conditions
fresh.
your skin.
I wouldn't know. As somebody that grows like
No, it
7
just-
hairs, I
Yeah.
can't do it.
It just moisturizes the
Yes.
hair.
And your
just-
chin.
Is that
Like, you
is it
could
for
wash it.
shaping? So it makes it
No,
look
it's
good.
It's just because
Makes
the
it look
hair.
Because if you
No, the
wash
hair
it
that
with
comes-
soap, I'm sorry, Adam, but if you wash it with like Dial, then
Yeah.
the hair gets all dry. It'd be like washing your hair on your hair.
Well, I wash my whole body with shampoo. I started with the whole body is shampoo.
What?
Yeah, the beard
You're
wouldn't
gonna
be
get a yeast
soap.
infection.
Oh, what
No,
do you mean
that's-
yeast
no, that's- I
infection?
think
How am I going
that's-
to get a yeast infection?
It's a fine thing.
If
There's no.
if I get a
no
yeast
difference.
infection, it's okay for everyone to ask a few questions.
Also, the beard, by the way, would be washed with Head and Shoulders, just like my head, because the skin underneath gets all dry, so
Yeah.
it needs that
Yeah.
active ingredient.
Yeah,
Or you could avoid that if you put
Greg
beard
has
oil.
dry skin.
Yeah.
He suffers from dry skin.
He has like dermatitis.
Dermatitis ileology is what he has.
Put some coconut oil in there. Rub that in there.
Yeah, but then
Speaking
you smell
for
like
me when it comes to
coconuts
my
everywhere.
afflictions, telling people my afflictions.
Yes.
It's seborrheic dermatitis or
See, that's what I said.
seborrheic.
Ooh. You're lucky.
Yeah,
because
I bring it up. What's that?
I bet you she's glad you don't leave your bedroom with your seborrheic, whatever you just said.
I take care of it, so there's not an outbreak of greasy, scaly. Here's the weird thing: it gets greasy, but it's
How can
flaky.
it be greasy and flaky at the
I
same
know.
time?
Look
that
it
must
up.
be the
It's a
seborrheic.
strange-
That must be the seborrheic thing. Is it stress related? A lot of time, these skin conditions are actually stress related.
It can be, yes.
Dry skin?
Well, not necessarily. But
And diet, fake bunch of candy. You don't
eczema
flare
and
up.
things like that can if you I don't know if you routinely have ice cream for breakfast, maybe on the way to the gout you're going
the
to
ice
perhaps
cream's
have
fine.
some greasy flakes.
The ice cream's
Ooh,
fine.
that's
It's-
good
it's
breakfast.
The gummy
Greasy
bears.
flakes. That's
It's
right.
the gummy bears
Greasy
for
flakes.
breakfast.
Extra oil, please.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Were you about to favor us with your skin conditions, Autumn? I don't want to leave you out. It seems like you wanted to get a little in there about your skin conditions.
Acne?
No, I was just gonna say how sometimes, like what Greg was saying about his skin is both oily and flaking.
Yeah.
That like dry eye can be like that too. Like your eye can be like constantly watering
Mhm.
because you have dry eye, which doesn't make sense, but it's true.
Well, it would make
The
sense.
human body is a mystery.
If you have
everybody.
dry eye, then maybe your tear ducts would try to overcompensate, even though it's
That's
not
what
their
I'm saying.
job. Yeah.
But then it's like, but my eye's constantly watering. How can I have dry eye?
It's a good point. Well, life is a mystery. I think that's what we're
That's what
coming
I'm
to here.
saying.
Life
I
is.
got some mystery sores down there. I want to talk about them.
Okay, well, those are
Dr. Joe's on the weekend.
Those are only mysterious to unhygienic people.
Well, I don't know where they came from.
The hygienic, probably.
They're wet and
I got
dry.
them too, but I didn't give them to him.
They're wet and dry.
8 to 10 on Sunday
Same
nights,
time.
Dr. Joe show.
Yeah, give him a call.
Yeah, give him a call. He'll help you out with your sores.
Speaking of Dr. Joe, at some point in this hour, well, we have AI Dr. Joe reading chapter number 2 from the Word of the Day story. I hope that's not going to piss you off too much, Greg Russ. I know sometimes.
Look, I was listening to the show earlier, and I heard that the story was ready, and I thought they better do this before I come on, but I figured that you wouldn't. So
Yeah, I thought you might want to be a part of it.
it is what it is.
I mean, you know.
That's funny. You could laugh along with us.
It is what it is, says Greg Russ, who hasn't given us one single story from Studio B1. Don't think I'm not counting.
Also, no pressure, Eric. You do have to do this word, too.
Autodidact.
By the end of the show as well, too.
Well,
He
I'll
already
figure it
did. He
out.
said he was himself. Remember?
That is true.
Did that count, though?
Everyone knows
I
that,
didn't hear the bell
that
ring.
Eric
I
Von
didn't hear the bell.
Hessler is an autodidact. Wouldn't you agree?
Autodidact.
Wouldn't you agree, Greg?
Autodidact.
I am an autodidact.
100%.
Thank you, sir. Smile at Mark says there's a new challenge on 85 in Norcross.
It's a breakdown smack dab in the center lane. Eric, 85 northbound, north of Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99, putting that pressure on the I-85 ride leaving Chamblee Tucker Road, and of course making 285 the transition east and west onto 85 north a bit slow. Slow leaving Marietta into Kennesaw. We'll start to see improvement though on I-75 northbound, leaving I-575. The sluggish traffic will take you up to Highway 92, exit 277. Still watching a 285 travel advisory in South DeKalb County. Sydney Darden.
Yeah, it's still knocking out 2 left lanes. It's a crash. I-285 eastbound on the outer loop right past exit 52 as you're approaching Moreland Avenue. Authorities on scene and have been for about an hour now, but you're going to start feeling the pinch as soon as you merge on from Old Highway 41. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Hey y'all, Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care, and I'm not going to cry in this commercial, I hope. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I am so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. It's all because of the incredible caregivers who came to see them every day. I am so grateful to Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company that vets and hires every single one of their caregiving specialists. They don't have contractors. They're not some national corporation. They are simply the best here in Georgia. And a lot of you have asked me about my journey and if home care is right for your aging parents. I'll tell you what I tell them. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
At Cigna Healthcare, it's not just about getting healthy, it's about staying healthy. That's why we're designing a better way to treat obesity, starting with ensuring that those who need GLP-1s have access to them. But everyone is different, so we support them in many different ways, like helping them see a nutritionist.
Keep it up. You're doing great.
When it comes to healthcare, a better experience means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in AMCO just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to AMCO.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned AMCO near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
Have your previous remodeling experiences been stressful? Hi, this is Candace from Exovations, and have I got a tip for you. Use Exovations and get a completely different experience. We're a state licensed contractor, show up on time, provide you a project schedule, a fixed price, and your project delivered on time, on budget, and without all that stress that you usually hear about in construction. Schedule your free quote today at exovations.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top story, a dramatic crash landing in Toronto.
Yeah, we've got it. The aircraft there's upside down and burning.
That's from live ATC. Toronto Tower communicating with first responders.
This airplane just crashed in 23. 7105, full of ground.
At least 18 people injured on the Delta plane. Local paramedic Lawrence Sandin says some injuries are serious.
We've had one child that was taken by land ambulance to one of our sick kids hospitals in downtown Toronto. We've had another patient airlifted to a trauma center we have in Toronto. And the rest of our injuries are mild to moderate, with most of them being able to walk on their own.
Atlanta-based Delta Airlines says the flight was operated by Endeavor Air. Flight 4819 with 76 passengers and 4 crew members was arriving from Minneapolis. Delta CEO Ed Bastian says the hearts of the entire global Delta family are with those affected. He thanks Delta and Endeavor team members and first responders on site. Weather may have been a factor. Conditions were icy at the time of the landing. 46 degrees in Atlanta after warming into the mid-50s tomorrow. Get ready for rain and then bitter cold. Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. It was a tornado that moved through parts of South Metro Atlanta during Sunday's storms.
A National Weather Service crew confirms it was an EF1 tornado that hit northeastern Butts County over the weekend. The service's meteorologist Meredith Wyatt.
Maximum sustained winds are currently estimated at 100 to 105 miles per hour.
It's the same area hit by a tornado in January of 2023. Approximately a dozen homes along Keys Ferry Road sustained damage either directly from the wind or from falling trees consistent with mid and high-end EF1 winds. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
The death toll's up to 11 from flash flooding in Kentucky. Governor Andy Beshear is urging people to be careful because many times he says more lives are lost during the cleanup.
We've already lost 11 people, 11 children of God whose families are mourning. We don't want to lose one more. So let's just make sure we're consistently telling our people out there, take it easy while you're doing it. It's one foot in front of the other. It's a lot of damage. It's going to take some time.
There are still high water rescues as many rivers have still not yet crested. Uber launches a multi-million-dollar campaign in Georgia as the rideshare company pushes insurance changes.
Right now, 23% of the ride fare in Georgia goes toward the cost of insurance, according to data from Uber. The Peach State is an outlier in the region, with North Carolina's only accounting for 7% of the fare. Uber's Adam Blenek says it's a real problem.
Too many consumers don't understand
that the cost of their ride is being greatly affected by a bad legal environment.
The multi-platform campaign comes as state lawmakers consider a tort reform package from Governor Kemp, which he has said is his top legislative priority this year. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
A new set of safety measures at Barrow County schools following the September shooting at Appalachia High.
After the installation of open gate weapons detection systems at the county's high schools last month, those same systems are being set up today at the county's 4 middle schools. Students will have to pass through them to enter their respective schools starting tomorrow. They're also placing them at various other locations on each campus for screenings throughout the school day. It's part of the district's effort to ramp up security after the shooting, which left 4 dead and 9 injured. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Cadaver dogs returned to Lake Oconee today to help in the search for Westminster Schools coach and teacher Gary Jones. Putnam County Sheriff Howard Sills tells Channel 2 Action News it appears to be a drowning.
But there's no evidence of that boat being struck by another boat. There's no evidence of that boat crashing into something.
Jones and his fiancée Joycelyn Wilson were seen on a small fishing boat February 8th. The boat was empty when it was spotted circling a couple of miles north of Wallace Dam. Gambling addiction appears to be a growing problem. Internet searches for gambling addiction in 2022 increased by 22%, then jumped to 25% the following the year, and then the first half of 2024 ticked up more than 30%. It is now 6:34, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple Team Traffic with Smile and Mark McKay.
Big 285 delays, Bill, between I-75 in Clayton County and I-675 in South DeKalb. 2 left lanes lost. Travel advisory. Injury crash still works on 285 eastbound at Moreland Avenue, exit 53. That's really the worst of it on 285 circling the city. There is a little slow zone on 285 southbound leaving Moyle Drive. That's the inner loop at Covington Highway. And 285 east and west is slow feeding onto 85 north, heading up toward Norcross due to a breakdown reported to be in a center lane, 85 north, just above Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. We still looking for that long-awaited relief in downtown Atlanta, Chinway?
And it's not coming anytime soon. I-75, 85 northbound, you are slowing and going from University Avenue, not breaking free until North Avenue, that's exit 249. And if you're heading the opposite direction, I-75, 85 southbound, you're slowing and going from Atlantic Station, exit 251, not breaking free until you hit I-20, exit 247. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies and chilly this evening as temperatures fall to the upper 20s, low 30s through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, potentially the warmest day this week with a high of 55. Rain showers arrive early Wednesday morning with temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. A cold rain will continue to fall on Wednesday afternoon, highs in the mid 40s. Drying out Thursday, but very cold. Morning low 25, afternoon high 37. Friday, a hard freeze in the morning with lows in the teens to low 20s. Sunshine in the afternoon, but still chilly with highs in the mid 40s.
45 in Dunwoody, 47 in Midtown Atlanta, 46 in Noonan. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
So, you don't park in your garage anymore because your garage door is broken? That's it? Oh well, too bad. Been meaning to fix it. How much other stuff in your house doesn't work? TV only gets even-numbered channels when it rains. Coffee maker only makes a cup and a half before it quits. If your dishwasher didn't wash, or your printer didn't print, or your vacuum cleaner didn't suck, you'd fix it. Why aren't you parking your car in this clean, dry, awesome garage just because your garage door is broken? At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. We have the parts, tools, and the experience to fix what's broken. An expert repair and a fresh overhaul, and you'll get years of service out of your current system without spending a fortune to replace the whole thing. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage, and we'll come over and make it right. Because if it is broke, you do fix it.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Don't let a DUI conviction cost you your career. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Georgia, we don't need to tell you that your cost of living has gotten too high. Lawsuit abuse creates a hidden tax on your car insurance, healthcare, groceries, really on everything you need, and it's driving up prices. It's costing Georgia families over $5,000 every year. But there's a solution to stop lawsuit abuse and lower costs for hardworking Georgians. It's tort reform. Listen to Governor Kemp.
Our businesses and hardworking Georgians need relief.
The increased cost of doing business is simply passed on to the consumer.
Georgia needs tort reform, and they need it now.
Call your legislator and tell them to join Governor Kemp in stopping lawsuit abuse, eliminating this hidden tax, and passing tort reform now. Brought to you by Protecting American Consumers Together.
All right, I have to ask some questions here. Autumn Fisher, are you with us?
Yes.
Just say present.
Yes, I'm here. Present.
Present, thank you.
Present.
You are a present to everyone else. You're a gift.
The present is a gift.
To the audience.
From Amazon.
Yes, from an oligarch. I hope you enjoy yourself.
Pay extra to get it overnight.
So the story, the word of the day story, do we have a name for it yet? I know it's in the romantasy category. But have
Do you
we
want to come up with a name?
Well, I got to remember the first part of it. Can you sum
I
up?
put in a synopsis.
Okay, do you have a synopsis?
Yes.
Okay, give us the that's what you want, right, Greg? The synopsis.
Yes, I need to be filled in because I have
Yes.
no idea what we're doing. I
Well,
mean, I know what it is. I
yes.
just don't know where we are in that thing.
Well, we've only done one chapter. It was all done at one time. And what happened, as I recall, it was a very there was like a guru, a shaman. You know, people were handling snakes. There was a large convertible Buick.
All right, fill us in. Yeah, read
This
the
is the only
synopsis.
segment you get
She
for
wrote
this.
one. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so it's in a shadowy tavern at the forest's edge. Amara, burdened by a mounting debt and a threat of disgrace, finds herself drawn into a web of intrigue. As a pirate regales the crowd with tales of perilous serpent isles, Amara's attention is diverted by Lysander, a mysterious and alluring stranger who seems to know too much about her. Their charged exchange is interrupted by the arrival of a disheveled figure wielding a blade from Amara's past, hinting that the night holds secrets yet to unravel and dangers yet to face. I used ChatGPT to help me with that.
Okay, well, if you don't recognize, so we do the word of the day every day, and then at the end of the week, supposedly, or whenever she gets around to it,
Whenever.
Autumn puts together those words
Listen,
into
I'm
one
an
story.
auteur.
And we started
I just produce whatever I produce.
We
whenever.
started it a new one this year, and it's in the romantasy category, and we don't have a name for it yet. But so the
Amara's Peril.
Amara's Peril.
I like
that. Could be.
Ooh.
It's because that's like women like that, right? They would buy that romance because they always have to be in peril and like they're going to be saved by something. Okay, Amara's Peril, Chapter 2. Chapter 1 was read to us by A.I. Wes Moss. Chapter 2 will be read to us by A.I. Dr. Joe.
Chapter 2. Amara's gaze locked onto Lysander, an enigmatic figure who was fluent in the whispers of the city's underbelly. Known for his charm and deception, Lysander was infamous for collecting debts and unraveling secrets. Jareth, the maladroit figure who had stumbled into the tavern moments before, was an old acquaintance of Amara's who was once a trusted ally but now a reluctant informant. The tension between Amara and Lysander thickened like a saponaceous film that clung stubbornly to the air. Lysander's proximity to her body stirred something primal within her, a gallimaufry of desire, danger, and defiance. De novo, then, Amara whispered, her voice barely audible above the diegetic sounds of distant tavern laughter and clinking goblets. We shall start from the beginning, but tell me, Lysander, why should I trust a mountebank like you sent to collect my debt? Lysander's smirk was slow and deliberate. Because, Amara, he murmured, leaning in until she could feel the heat of his breath against her skin. I hear things others cannot. Clairaudience, she said, arching an eyebrow. Among other talents, Lysander replied, his fingers ghosting over her wrist, igniting a current through her veins.
This is hot.
Jareth scoffed, breaking the spell. This is folly, Amara. Every moment spent with him is a byblow to your cause. I shall waste my moments as I please, she retorted, bringing her eyes back to Lysander's. A sudden crack. Amara's hand instinctively went to the dagger at her thigh. Flinders of wood spit from the hearth interrupted them. Looking down at her feet, she spotted a potsherd she hadn't noticed before. This gave her pause to wonder who or what else lurked in the overlooked shadows. Lysander's fingers trailed along her arm, sending shivers down her spine. The serpent isles await. But first, he whispered, his lips just a breath away from hers, we must finish tonight's darg. And what, pray, does that entail? Amara asked, her pulse quickening. Lysander's eyes darkened with intent. Unraveling secrets one layer at a time. Amara's lips parted, her breath shallow as she whispered, then let's begin.
Ooh, wow.
There's a making of a
Thanks, sir.
series here. So that's Amara's Peril. I feel like the second book could be called Amara's Reckoning.
Yes.
And then I don't know
Ooh.
what the third one would be. The
Well,
Amara
yeah, because
Legacy.
she's in peril. She needs to be like in her worst spot at the end of this book, so that the next one she can like regain that power back.
That's the Reckoning. This is going to be big
the
business.
Is
Eric.
anybody going to get it on?
Yeah, we need some sex.
Hey, soon.
They seem pretty
Listen,
close.
this is only chapter 2. I gotta,
I know. You can't, so to speak.
Yeah. Amara grabbed it. Like, what are we gonna do?
Anti-didact.
Autodidact. Not
Autodidact.
anti-didact. It's a good thing you're not
Uncle
writing these
Didact.
stories.
Autodidact.
I don't. You see, when I'm listening to it, I'm just trying to remember the words so I can hit the bell at the right time, which I think I went one too many. So I don't really know what's going on in the story.
It was hard to inject darg in there and keep it sexy, though. I got to say that when darg was
Dark
used,
is not a sexy word.
No, it's not.
No.
Well, that's why she's the
We
auteur.
must finish tonight's dark.
Yeah, but that's why we use Dr. Joe's voice to offset the loss of sexiness from that word.
Well,
and
'cause
bring
he's-
him into
Because
it.
I'm a
he's-
very sexy guy.
He's very erotic.
I got a
brings
pill.
it
You can
back.
take the pill and get a rub and all that.
Come on, get your clothes off, honey. Let's go.
Autodidact.
Autodidact. I got didacting all over the place over here.
Come on, honey, get your clothes. What was that?
Hey, come on. Let's go.
Is this?
I'm ready, honey. Let's go.
Is this your impression of Dr. Joe in the bedroom?
All right.
Yeah, when he's-
Get him
yeah.
off. Let's go.
Yeah.
pill should be
I got people to talk to and see.
drugs are
Barry
kicking in.
Manilow.
Go.
Yeah.
Get into the position. Here we go. And I'm done.
Oh, now you didn't need to throw that in. You don't know that Dr. Joe's not a passionate lover. Long, slow.
Yeah, what's it called when you the thing that Sting did?
When you
tantric.
Yeah. You like it's
Tantric
good for you.
meditation.
Yeah, you start at the toes and you end at the top of the head.
He's fine. He's friends with Dr. Simovitz.
That's right.
Gets all the stuff
Whenever
he
they're
needs.
before he even leaves the office.
90
Whoa, look
minutes
at
or
that.
more.
We better go to traffic. When we get back, I'm going to force you to do at least one story from Studio
all right.
B1.
Sorry, I'm
because
ready.
I feel like you're kind of like, I don't know, you're just phoning it in today because you're mad and you just want to go back to your room and ignore your girlfriend.
I'm not mad about anything.
I know.
Good grief.
Smiling Mark has better news on 285 in South DeKalb.
Trying to get between I-75 and I-675, crash right shoulder and still in a left lane, but at least they gave a lane back. 285 eastbound to the outer loop at Moreland Avenue, exit 53. Delays still stretching back to Highway 54, Jonesboro Road. North side perimeter has really improved, especially heading westbound. Eastbound, a few challenges as you roll 285 east, approaching Peachtree Boulevard, exit 31, and trying to get into Spaghetti Junction, I-85. Where are the challenges on I-20 now, CD Darden?
Well, over on the east side, we're seeing the pinch right before exit 71, I-20 westbound over near Panola Road as you leave Stonecrest. Now, travel with me over to the west side. You're going to see some stop and goage around exit 44, I-20 westbound near Thornton Road. That makes a very slow creep into Douglasville. And we're also dealing with something way out in Villa Rica, I-20 westbound, leaving Highway 101, exit 24, knocking out at least one lane, causing you some delays as you try to get towards the county line. This report is sponsored by John Foy & Associates Personal Injury Law Firm. If you've been hurt on the job, call John Foy & Associates today. Navigating the laws and workers' comp is not something that you should take on alone. John Foy & Associates knows Georgia workers' comp laws. Call them today. From the Coolray Carrier Triple Team Traffic Center, 95.5 WSB.
When the weather is at its worst,
We are looking at waves of heavy rain.
we're at our best.
Knocking down trees and causing damage and power outages.
Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature has in store.
We got a long way to go before we really dry out.
Check in often for updates on how it will affect you and your commute.
Number of spin-out crashes, several vehicles leaving the interstates early on.
With your severe weather station, 95.5 WSB.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for The Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
At Superior Pro, we use the highest quality materials and the best techniques in windows, siding, painting, doors, and more. Visit SuperiorPro.com.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
Spring cleaning is creeping up, so get a head start by calling Zero Res Air Duct Cleaning. You'd be surprised by the amount of dust, dander, and allergens sitting in your duct system and circulating in your home. Zero Res is the only company I trust to get my home insanely clean. Right now, mention me, Chris Chandler, and you'll get $75 off your next air duct cleaning. Use promo code AIR75 when scheduling online at ZeroResAtlanta.com. That's ZeroResAtlanta.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You'll find low prices on thousands of items. The yellow and red tags mean you'll save big on sparkling ice water, Kroger brand chips, and so much more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But DC politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and it's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right. You don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning, because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit ConsumerCellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or ConsumerCellular.com today. Real people pay to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
All right, Greg Rush, you want to favor us with one story, one quick story from Studio B1?
Yeah, BuzzFeed's trying to make a comeback. Isn't that exciting? They're going to reinvent social media, so they say. They don't tell you really what they're going to do, but they say that social media should be designed for creativity and connection, not addiction. And they're using a bunch of AI, trying to cut everyone out so they can lay everyone off. This is my editorial take.
Oh, yeah. Is that in the story, or is this your point of view?
That second part is my point of view, but that's just because they, in general, they fancied themselves a disruptor early on, and they did a good job, and then they
with their list,
expanded
with their BuzzFeed listicles. They invented the listicle. Let's not forget that, people. They invented
That's the only thing that keeps them going at this point, which I'm surprised they even need people to write, which they probably don't.
I'm sure AI writes them now.
Yeah.
Are people into listicles still?
I mean, you see them every now and then, but I wouldn't say that they're like into them.
So now they're gonna compete with their own social media platform, like compete with TikTok and Facebook and Instagram.
So they say. I guess they were behind Hot Ones.
Yes, that's
YouTube sensation.
That's the show I've never watched, never will watch, have absolutely no interest in watching, but it's really big. Celebrities.
They were behind that, but then they sold it or the studio behind it because they needed money.
Yeah.
Because they're desperate at this point.
I hear the host of it doesn't own it either. It's all owned by a corporation. So I think
First We Feast is the name of the company.
Yeah, for some reason, I'm just not at all interested in watching celebrities answer questions while they eat hotter and hotter wings. That just does not pull me in.
What if it were Josh
at
Allen?
all.
Lady Gaga this week.
Yeah, Lady Gaga. Why do I want to watch her with like chicken
Sauce
wing
on her-
sauce
She is
all over?
pushing that new song, Abracadabra.
Well, is it her new
everywhere.
song?
It's a new song, and it's okay, but
It's her
man,
first hit in 10 years.
Well, she did the song with Bruno Mars.
Is
recently.
it a hit?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Is that the
That was
one?
so that he could get out of debt, and so he could like get out of Las Vegas jail.
Yeah.
Who? Bruno Mars?
Bruno Mars, yeah. There was rumors that he owed so much money to the casinos that that's why
Wow.
he was having such a long stay at the
Oh, his
casinos, 'cause
residency?
He was having to pay them back.
Doing free shows?
I mean, free, yeah. Yeah,
My
for him.
goodness.
Like, he wasn't getting paid, just in the casino.
How come people can't walk away from gambling? I don't understand it.
It's fun.
You get under and you got to keep playing to try to get it back.
But don't you know that you're just going to go more and more under?
Yeah,
probably.
but the next
But
time
all it
might be
takes is that one time.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, but
next
it
time might
never-
be the
It's
one.
got to hit sometime.
But it never materializes.
It could, though.
Yeah.
Take that aside.
Yeah.
Thinking of the host of Hot Ones. How do you think like he's got fame and he's got this really popular show and he's a good interviewer, but do you think there's times he's laying there in bed, he's like, man, the whole premise is people are eating chicken or eating hot
It's
sauce.
stupid. It's just stupid. I
I would be
won't-
embarrassed on some level.
Well, listen, you're embarrassed until you look at your checking account. Things are working out. And you're
That's
like,
true.
it's worse things I could be doing.
If they had paid Decker more money, I wouldn't have been embarrassed to use that name. But I used to just sit there and think, why am I using a fake name? It's so dumb.
Well, that's a stupid thing. You're on the radio. People would use fake names all the
I
time.
know, but I just thought
You
it was
think, you
ridiculous.
think Eric Von Hessler is my real name? What am I, an idiot?
Tim Andrews?
It's my radio name.
I didn't use Tim
It's
Andrews.
my crazy radio name, Eric Von Hessler.
Yeah, Jared Yamamoto's not real.
Yeah, we all use our names on here. It's not good because I sometimes I think maybe I'd like to sign up for an OnlyFans and follow somebody, and then I think, oh, my name will be there and everybody will know exactly who I am. So
My
I
real
can't
name's
do it.
Taffy Wilson.
Yeah, her name's Taffy Wilson, so she can do whatever she wants. I'm not allowed to get involved in any sort of pay-to-play porn because I used my real name on the radio. What a stupid idea.
Thanks to AI, soon you'll be able to make your own.
What do you mean, all by myself? Just go,
Tell it
hey,
what you want to see.
have two people
direct
do
it.
this.
Yeah.
Get the
None of it's real, but I'm really into it. That was the story I should have done. I should have done the story about the dudes who are getting the wiener injections.
Yeah,
instead of Botox.
Yeah, they're getting. Is this the Wall Street finance bros?
Yeah, we can do that tomorrow.
Okay, you bring it with you tomorrow.
I got it.
All right,
Coming
but
with that one
That's
tomorrow.
a guarantee to me and the audience. We are
That
going to
is
do
a
that story.
guarantee.
That's it.
That's a long tease.
It's a
Wiener
long.
injections tomorrow.
That's a long
Why
tease.
don't you just skip that one? Okay.
Yeah, because that's what supposedly Elon Musk his was botched. Yeah.
Well, they can. Yeah, that's part of the story.
Yeah.
They can be botched, but the guys don't really care. They want more.
I would not do anything down there that could even possibly be botched. There's one part of my body that I want no botch. It's down there. Well, that
And
music is,
botulism.
Yeah.
It's in the name.
it's right there. All right, I'm going to get some sleep so I can have a better show tomorrow. Today wasn't too terrible, right?
You did great.
The host was
You
very,
were
very tired.
Great.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for
I
carrying us,
appreciate
Jared.
it. I appreciate it. Thanks for stepping in when needed, Jared. That music's telling us two things. Shut the hell up, get the hell out. You know us. We do what we're told. We're good patriots. You know what that means. We never question authority. We just do what we're told. Shelley Winter is up next. He's got a great radio show for you. Host's going to get some sleep, come back tomorrow, do another one of these radio shows starting at 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us, but until then, continue on the journey. Do not piss off the genie.